What's up, everyone? No, that's
What's up?
I like the attitude though.
Yeah.
What's up?
The energy's there. The energy's there.
The energy was there for real.
Up what's, guys?
What's
What's up?
Up what's, guys? Rushy
Get
glitch.
ready up. I thought you glitched. Her wires crossed. What the fuck?
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Todo Chido. Happy Women's History Month. Woo! Shout out to all the women. Send them all. Venmo them all $10 this month.
Okay, I don't know about the last
You
part,
know.
but shout out to all the women out there.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Julie, who are we here with?
Of course, we are here with Izzy as our special guest. Say
Bonjour.
what's up.
¿Cómo se va? Ça va très bien.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
got that guy over there.
And then we got Brandon, you know.
Yeah, so since it's Women's History Month, I thought we'd make this episode like a woman themed episode. So the first thing I wanted to see is Julie. Go ahead, let us know what we got in store.
So we got some questions, and these questions are questions girls want to know. So the first question is, do you guys like it when a girl shoots her shot first?
Yeah,
100% turn on.
Yeah.
I'll probably marry her for the rest of my life.
yeah,
Nah, I don't know.
What?
really?
Nah, I think that shit's hot. That shit's
I
turn
feel
on for
like
sure.
it depends, bro. Because I feel like, at least in my experience, sometimes when girls have shot their shot first, sometimes it's like kind of awkward. You know what I mean? Because you know how girls don't really have game. You know what I mean?
Damn, he said that.
Hey, bro, I'm keeping
Nah,
it
I
real.
don't know. Well, it's just I feel like I don't have enough game like that. So like, you know,
I
I
feel
feel like
that.
most of my experiences have been like, oh, like the girl has said something to me and shit like that. So I feel like, damn, like it's kind of nice to like, you know.
Yeah. You
Feel
don't
like
have to be the
that.
one to do it,
Yeah,
right? And I
for
guess
real.
it's bringing gender norms, right? Juliet, you as a girl, it doesn't feel like So for a guy to be, it's demasculine. What is it? Defeminine? You don't feel defeminine to shoot your shot?
No, because
You know
I
what I
feel like, at least to me, I feel like it's a lot more empowering to do it. Because at least for me personally, I feel like it, because I did it, I was like, I kind of went for what I wanted and it happened. And I don't think I ever saw it as like, I mean, sometimes I was like, oh, I would have been nice if it was like the other way around, but I was like, it's whatever. Like, I'm already in it. Like, I'm happy or whatever. So like, it doesn't matter who did it first. As long as we both kind of wanted to do it.
Can I ask you a question too? Do you think like the way he's saying like, oh, do you feel what do you say?
Defeminine?
Defeminized or something
Yeah,
like that?
defeminized.
Do you
is
think
probably-
do you think like girls or like ladies think about like what they did when they're like, oh, let me shoot my first shot? Do you think they still think about that when they're with them? Like, oh, I can't believe I took my first shot or something like that?
I think personally, just for me, I feel like yeah, like I still think about it sometimes, but I think it's the same thing of like I kind of broke, I guess, the norm, and I think it's also realizing that it's okay, like if you went for it, like it's
Okay,
cool,
but also-
like you're,
also,
you're,
like-
you're in it.
Now, the guy perspective, do women like being the first one to shoot their shot? Or do you think women prefer that the guy shoot their shot?
I feel like because of just how normal the normal is that a guy shoots their shot. So I feel like maybe girls are more like, I would like for him to go. And I think if I'm thinking of like my own, I guess, people that of like girls that I've met, I feel like a lot of them do want guys to do it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
But I
bro,
think
it's on us.
But I think it is just like because of how it's seen, right? It's what's known that guys should always kind of shoot their shot. But I think it's also cool if you do it yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's showing a lot more of like you putting yourself out there, especially for me. I feel like I put myself out there and like I went for it. So I think it's really cool. And I don't think it really, I guess, what is it? Defeminizes me or like
yeah.
what is it?
Yeah,
the
no,
guy-
yeah,
for the
you said
guy?
it. Oh, demasculates?
Demasculates him
Yeah.
for like not doing it. Because I mean, it ended up pretty nice, and
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
there's
not-
no weirdness.
It's definitely like a new
around
thing.
there.
It's definitely like that's like our new generation. I feel like in the old generation, it was a lot more like it's the guy who was like supposed to court the girl, right?
Yeah.
Would you guys prefer being the one to kind of like ask out the girl, or would you prefer if a girl asked you out? Because for me, I'd never. Most girls that I've been with, it's always kind of the other way around. Like it was a girl who shot their shot at me. And I've kind of wanted to gain that experience of like, I want to be the one to like spit game and like shoot my shot. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's a whole, you open up a whole world of opportunities. Because what I've seen is that like when you shoot your shot as a guy, like you never know like who's actually in your league or whatever, right? If there even is a league, you know what I mean?
What do you mean by league?
Like, you know how some people are like, oh, I would never shoot my shot at this person because they're out of my league, they're hotter than me, they're cooler than me. But then you actually go up to them and talk to them, and they're like really cool, and they're like they're fucking with you, they like your vibe, and you would never have known that if it wasn't you who went to ask them as a dude, right? So I feel like as a dude, it's the way to, I guess, I don't know, punch up or like see what your like kind of range is to be the one to kind of ask out the girl, you know? That's why I ask you guys, like, would you guys prefer to be the one who gets asked out or be the one to ask out?
But did it feel weird for you when girls asked you out though? Or how did you feel about it?
It didn't feel weird when it was first, like when I was younger, but when I got older, I kind of wanted to be like, well, I've never really done that myself. And I feel like that's something that's so exciting, like something about that power, you know, something about that, like that also story of like, if then we do become a thing, right? We start dating and I'm like, oh, you know, we met because like I was at like, I don't know, the mall or something, or I was at the beach and I saw her and I was like, yo, like I have to just get to know her, right? I just think there's something so like beautiful about that story that it makes me want to be the one to like ask out the girl, you know? And I mean, obviously like I'm still human, like I'm shy, and I understand why as a dude, you know, like most people are shy because that fear of like rejection. But I feel like as a dude, it's like you're missing out on so much opportunity and not like, you know, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Brandon? Would you prefer being asked out or being the one asked out?
I don't really have a preference, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For real. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's part of the main reason why like I don't take like a like necessary risk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if it'll happen to me, like it'll happen to me. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
if the
true,
girl
yeah.
like feeling me, she'll ask about like, you know, what she wants to ask about.
Mhm.
Like the main part is like I'd hate for a woman or a lady to feel uncomfortable. You know, so like
yeah.
so I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, so what you thinking right now? Like, you know what you want, shit like that. I just,
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
so
I
I-
feel you, yeah.
so no, I just feel like you know, if she's feeling me, she'll come and feel me.
Mhm. Well,
Mhm.
because you know, I read a study that said that this is something that's true about guys and girls when they think about like dating, is that guys think that a girl is more into them, and girls think that guys are less into them. So I get the whole like not trying to make her uncomfortable, because I also think about that too. Of like, let's say like I see a girl in public and I keep looking at her, I'm like, I kind of see that she's looking at me back. I can't tell if that's like, oh, she's looking at me back because she's interested, or she's looking at me back because she's like, why is this weirdo like staring at me? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I
like,
got you.
definitely, like, I hate that feeling too of like, I never want to make anybody feel uncomfortable, you
For
know?
real.
So that kind of like sets it aside.
I don't know. I never really thought about this. I don't know. It just never was a big deal to me. But the one I did think about is like, how you guys feel about women proposing, being the one to propose.
Oh, being like the one to propose.
That one though is not the one. I don't have a problem with it. I'm just more like that one's the more I.
That one
more
pisses you off?
I find more interesting. I find more interesting.
No, I get you. Well, I mean, because that's like a whole step of like things that I haven't experienced, like
Yeah.
to be in that position and be like, but I mean, if I was, I mean, it's not a bad thing.
See that confusion? on my face?
Wow.
Nah, well, I
Would you
wouldn't.
propose to a guy?
If no, but because I was the one who went for it and I shot my shot in the first place, I feel like he should kind of like
Oh, so you think the
put the
context
cherry
matters?
on top. He should
You
do
think
it.
the context matters?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
really
think
care.
I guess
don't
it
think so.
depends.
I mean, like,
You wouldn't care?
well, I just think like I wouldn't care, but me as a person, I think marriage is a whole different idea. You know?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
that thought of like her proposing, like I wouldn't really care. Like, you know, like she's proposing, that's how she feels. But like her making me think about marriage and shit like that, that's a whole different topic and shit like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it also depends on where we're at. Like, let's say
Yeah,
we've been
for
dating
sure.
for like a few months, and she's like, she bought like a ring and she proposed to me. I just think like, damn, like you're crazy, huh? Like she's got a lot of shit going on, right? Like we've
Nah,
never.
I feel like when people propose, and I don't know if this is like how everyone does it, but I think when proposals are gonna happen, I think couples usually have the talk before it actually happens. I don't think it's ever like it's a
Off
surprise.
the cuff.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, I
surprise.
think it's always. I
Yeah.
think at least
Oh, yeah.
at least how I see it, and I guess being now in a relationship, I think it's talked about first of like, would you want to have this step with me? I don't think it's ever a surprise, and if it is, I think that's when like doubt kind of comes in because it wasn't talked about. Like there wasn't clear communication of like, do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? Do you actually want to get married, or you just want to live together? Like I feel like. I think couples should talk about it, and I think that's kind of how it is. How I think couples actually just normally talk about it.
Do you think?
At least that's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
but do you
That they
agree that
should.
like talking about it also does kind of ruin like the marriage surprise as well?
I don't think so, because then I feel like it depends.
For real?
At least personally for me, I feel like no, because I think if it's a big step, I think it's a big step in your life that should be talked about. Because I could say like, I don't want to get married, I just want to live together. Or like he probably wants to, but I'm kind of like, no,
Yeah.
I just want to live together. Like I don't want to sign anything. I don't want to do all of these things. Or you can like plan and say like, we could do it here in 5 years or something like that. And then like we forget about it, and then he still remembers that I said in 5 years or
Yeah.
something. Or like he checks up in like 3 years later, and he's like, are you still like, do you still want to get married? And I'm like, yeah. And then if he remembers what I said like 5 years, and it's already like 2 more years, he'll propose. I don't think there's ever like, I don't think it really ruins the surprise, because I think it's like you also need to know if the other person wants to marry you.
Yeah,
You
so
can't just assume.
It's something that should be known. Before
Yeah,
you-
because then it's
okay.
like if you do it, then like what there is a chance that they will say no. You know,
Yeah.
like, or even if they do say no, you've at least had the talk before to know why they would say no, at least in that time. Well, I don't know. I think that's
No,
how
that
I
makes
see
sense.
it.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Do you think it's important to live with each other before you get married?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
I think
But
so.
a lot of people don't do that.
I feel like you should.
I feel like people have been saying that I don't know how true this is, and I haven't really like looked it up that much, but I think people say that couples that actually live together, the percentage goes higher of them getting divorced.
That live together before they get married?
That's
Wow.
pretty
Really?
Yeah,
probably.
But why?
Well, so I feel like they don't have their own privacy, probably.
I think it's
What?
because I don't know if it's because like they've already been experiencing each other like, before they get married or something like that. I don't know what the actual thing.
Together too much, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, then there you go. Then I
don't
guess
know.
it's not important, right?
That's what I'm saying. I just think like once you get like, I don't know. I feel myself even right now, like if I were to have like a significant other, I still like want my time alone.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah, I
It's
agree,
like,
100%.
like for sure, like I'll probably like if I'm someone like I'll love everything about them and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But then there's always that part of me is like, you know, you probably need to like, you know, fucking strategize or think about shit yourself alone. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? Because it's like
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
point, like all you got at the end of the day is yourself. So fuck
Yeah.
it, you know. Might as
Because
well fucking
I think
idealize.
about that too, right? Is like because right now I'm not in anything, so I appreciate the time I have by myself. But Judy, then when you enter a relationship, is it like, does that change? Do you and then enjoy kind of becoming this conjoined person?
I feel like we're still, at least I feel like we're still our own individual selves. Like we still like our own thing. Cause there's certain things that I like that he doesn't like. And so
I mean, yeah.
I'm kind of like, I have my own hobbies. He has his own hobbies. I think it's just like, it's like your individuals. It's kind of like how Chad said last time, where it's like 100 and 100. It's like you're still your own person. You're not giving like half of yourself or like completely yourself to like lose yourself in this relationship, because you're still an individual. But then you kind of find like some common ground to like come together. I don't think you ever really lose yourself. I think if it's healthy and it's a good relationship, I think you become better yourself. And it is like you kind of have to involve them in your life, and I've struggled a little bit with that because again, I've been so used to like being by myself that like sometimes I forget to be like, oh shit, like maybe I should invite him, or like we should do this together, because I'm so used to doing it by myself. But that's why it's like you'd have those talks of like, would you want to do this with me? If not, or you communicate of like, if I don't invite you, how do you feel about it? Or like, if I don't tell you that I'm going out with my friends, how do you feel about it? Like, do you want me to tell you if I'm going out with my friends? Do you want me to invite you every single time? I think
So
it's
like it's very important to communicate literally every step
yeah,
of the way.
Yeah.
You see, that sounds like a lot of work.
No, that's a lot of work.
It is.
No,
It is for sure. It
there's-
is.
There's also like another, like I read this quote from like a philosopher, like a old school philosopher that said
Yeah.
like love isn't like finding like the one that's perfect and shit. Like it's finding like the one that's like you're able to deal with their imperfections and shit like that. You get me? Like you're able to
That's
deal with
cool.
that.
Yeah.
You're able to deal with that shit. Like
And I think
that's what love is.
I
for
think
real.
that's like a super interesting thing because when I heard that, I remember being like, I don't think he's perfect, but I know he's made his mistakes and he does shit. But I'm like, but I don't find them like super like infuriating. Like I don't find them super annoying as like I would think I would. Cause I forgot what he did one time, and I remember just feeling like I would hate this if I wasn't with him. I feel like I would hate this,
But since you're with him, you,
but I was kind of like, it's like whatever. Like I can like deal with it, and like I'm fine with it.
It reminds me of I remember I saw a TikTok once that was like that one husband who low-key throws jabs his entire like what's it called when they give the like little speech after the wedding. You know what I'm talking about?
the vows.
Yeah, where they're giving the vows, and it's like, she's far from perfect, but
there was a news reporter that literally because there was like a whole conspiracy theory going like that news reporter and like the anchor, like the co-anchor, and they were sleeping together and shit like that.
I think
And,
I heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it turned out to be true eventually, like but like, dude, like
okay.
literally, like his whole wedding speech and shit, his whole wedding vow was like, she might not be perfect and shit like that, and I might have messed up everything I've done, and I might have done some fucked up shit, but the fact that she still takes me back is why I love her and shit. Like that. I
Damn!
was
Imagine
like, no way, no
on the wedding
way.
like to air out all that shit on the wedding day. Yeah, because I saw in the comments people saying that like if my husband ever did that on my wedding day, I'd literally fucking kill him. Like just basically saying shit like that. Like,
no, what's crazy?
It was a hard journey. Yeah.
I saw the recently movie, The Hangover Part 2. I don't know if you guys seen that movie.
Yeah.
But like there's like a little, like, you know how there's a wedding, right? There's always a wedding. The fucking the father-in-law and shit, like literally was fucking going in on the husband and the groom and shit like that, telling him like, oh, like you really aren't like that much of a strong man. Like you're like literally like softer than white rice and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, how would you guys feel if like your father-in-law told you like the woman you're about to marry, and your father-in-law was telling you like shit like, oh, you're not ready up to man up and shit like that?
Well, what's weird is that like I feel like for me personally, if like I was marrying a girl and like her family didn't fuck with me, I feel like it wouldn't affect me, but I feel like it would affect her. So I'd be more interested in like what she thinks, because like I'd be like, fuck them then, like fuck them. I never have to see them. They're not my family.
Yeah,
I never have to fucking deal with them. But if it's a problem for her, then and it's gonna be a thing, then peace out,
Yeah.
But I'm like, what do you do in those situations though?
When your family doesn't like somebody that you're into, fuck.
Well, for me, like the only answer is like be disrespectful back. For me, but like I know that's not the answer for sure.
Well, because I mean, I was in that situation where like their family didn't like me. Like I was in a relationship, and like to me, it didn't affect me, but I saw it affected her. And I was like, to me, I was like, I don't want to be like a burden. You know what I mean?
Let bad boy.
Or the reason they like fall out with their family.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's their
like,
family, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Because I think about then like if I had a daughter, right, and like she really like falls out of me just over like a dude, I'd be like, I didn't want to be that dude, you know. So I was always like, nah, like that's not cool.
But I guess it's a lot of like on their side of like, I guess being a little mature about it, of like, if this is who your daughter wants, then like, and you really like love and care for your daughter, then like you should be fine with whoever she dates, whether you like him or not. Like you should still
In
at
a
least
perfect world,
compromise.
bro.
Yeah,
In a perfect
like you
world,
should
that's
kind
what
of
it
like
should be.
compromise, right, and all that. But I know it's difficult because you're not them, you know.
No, yeah. I feel like I know how I would react, or like even if it was my family that didn't like who I was dating, right? I know how I would react, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like there's a way where I'd be like, I would expect, like I wouldn't blame them. Like I understand why that's something that's like a problem. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, you're tripping. Like say fuck you to your family. Like you know what I mean? Like I want to like be, you know.
Yeah.
But I also understand because it's like it's difficult because it's like that's like your mom and dad, you know.
Yeah.
How would you react?
Me?
Yeah.
Like in what scenario? Like if it was
What
my
do you mean,
parents.
like, yeah, literally the same thing. Yeah.
If it was my parents who
Yeah,
didn't like
yeah,
them,
yeah.
I'd be like, cry, bro. That's not like
real. Like okay. Go fuck yourself. Like
I'll be back. I'm gonna go. I'll be like, y'all feel how you feel. I'll be back. I'm gonna go hang out with the chick.
I know, right?
No,
I know. I feel that.
100%. 100%.
But like, do you think it's different if then your homies also don't fuck with her?
Oh, if your homies don't fuck with her,
then that's a red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
That's
That's
for
a red
sure
flag.
a red flag.
I'd be like, damn, what am I not seeing?
All right. So for the next question is, does height matter when it comes to girls?
I know for some guys probably, but for me, nah. I don't really care.
So you don't care if she's taller than you?
I don't give a fuck.
No?
I do not give a fuck either, dude. I've always since I was a
like
kid.
I think tall women are attractive.
Yeah, I do
Hell
think so too.
yeah.
I don't
Fuck
care
yeah.
if she's 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
My son's making it to the NBA.
That's all that
That's
means.
what's happening. That's all that's happening.
No, yeah,
So,
I-
personally,
bro-
I don't care.
My first girlfriend was taller than me, so I've always
She
been
was.
like,
She was.
do you remember that? She was taller than me, so I don't give a
It was
fuck.
cute though. It was cute.
I've
though.
never
I
cared.
remember
No, I
that.
think that's just. I think tall women are bad as fuck.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
I wish I get why they're not into guys shorter than them.
No,
but
100%.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I heard that's not. I heard that tall women don't like actual tall women don't mind.
really.
At least on like my.
Let me go on my phone right now.
My comment section research.
Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence said she wouldn't mind. She wouldn't mind dating like a man lower than her. You know.
Really?
I mean,
Lower
Zendaya's
than-
taller,
Lower than-
taller than,
Lower than
Tom
height.
Holland. No?
Suspended or? Oh yeah, Zendaya and Tom Holland. Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't care if she's like a
Fucking
foot tall.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
bro. He don't know what he's doing.
He doesn't know what to do with all that. What's
So
the next
yeah,
question?
So y'all want to be short kings?
Okay.
Short kings.
Excuse you? No one ever said that. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm a
Nah.
short king.
What I think, like for sure, I'd want maybe I'd want like like the person I spend the rest of my life with to be probably like shorter than me.
Really?
But I wouldn't mind, like like if she's taller than me, I'd be like,
Mhm.
fuck yeah, too. Honestly,
nah, I really don't mind, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
I
It
really
really
don't
doesn't
mind.
bother
Yeah.
me.
I think about more if she minds, because then I feel like you can sense that of like,
That's also
"Ah,
true."
damn.
nah, fuck that. If she's like, if she's starting to begin with, it's like, okay, you don't mind at all then.
That's true.
That's
That's
true.
true. Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah. I mean, it has nothing to do. It's not a fetish. Like I don't have like a fetish.
How tall though? How tall would you go?
The tallest I would go. I don't
7
know.
Nah, I'd probably go like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah. Honestly, nah. I honestly don't have a limit, bro.
I
genuinely
don't
don't
care.
care.
I really
I
don't
genuinely don't
care.
care.
What if she's
I
like
really
a whole
don't
other
care.
person taller than you?
That's bro. My son's making it to the NBA.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what's
going to
happening.
the league when he's born.
Bro, what if like
Instead of watching Mickey Mouse, he's gonna be
Okay.
watching The Last
or
Dance.
my daughter's getting into WNBA. It was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
okay, but
true,
what if
true.
like all expectations fail though?
Oh, he's like my height or something.
I still love.
Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Like
Baseball.
soccer,
Baseball.
baseball.
No, yeah.
You
No,
train
yeah.
it?
Shout out to all the
Other
tall
sports.
girls out there, because like at least I don't know. If some dudes care, like I really
I
don't
think
know
they
why.
they tripping.
I think they care
They're
'cause
tripping,
I think
yeah.
they care because it's like demasculating. to
Yeah,
them, you know.
Well, that's
Come on,
dumb.
baby.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
I think so.
Oh, you're
let me climb on you.
for at least for us in here, the real man. Yeah,
I
we don't
wouldn't
give
give a fuck.
a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Come
All right,
on.
next question. Give me
Yeah,
give me some
yeah.
hard. Come on.
Oh my
We're
God.
going in order,
Softballs.
bro. We're going in order.
Softball.
All right. What is something you wish girls did for guys more?
Buy them flowers. I want some flowers.
Yeah, you want?
Yeah, that'd be hard as fuck.
Yeah, that'd be hard as
Flowers?
fuck.
Yeah, or like
I would.
or just some like white T-shirts or some shit like that. You know.
White t-shirts?
I don't know. I don't know.
Fuck. What do you
I don't
mean?
know, bro.
Maybe
Like
some
you know,
socks?
like
Okay.
I promise you, they probably cost the same as much as flowers. You
Some
know?
socks.
Okay.
Some socks. You know,
I
just
gotta think
socks.
about this one.
Really? Socks?
Yeah, I don't give
Okay.
a fuck. You know?
I'm writing this down.
I probably
always
cry
need
at that shit. You know, I probably.
You know what?
cry at
Yeah,
that
I
shit.
wish women would drive more.
I like-
I wouldn't mind being the passenger prince.
I actually saw
Right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
mind
a
being
good
the
one.
I saw
passenger
a
prince every
TikTok
now and then.
of a girl gifting her boyfriend like ties, and he started crying because
It's
he was
that's what I'm
like,
saying. You know, like,
It's
like,
'cause-
you have
It's
to
because
go.
we never get shit.
No,
dude.
and then-
no, it's not even that. It's because you have to go out of your way, like your own way, your own personal way to go get that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like the
Yeah.
fact that like my lady is going to go get that shit and doing all that shit is like, you know, like fuck.
It's like, damn, people actually care about me.
For real, I'm like, damn, like you for real thinking about
like-
like what I gotta wear and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's just
I actually
beautiful.
exist.
That's beautiful.
Well, because like I mean, even on my birthday or like Christmas, if somebody's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I'm always like, "Don't give me shit." Like, and I'm being dead ass. Like, you don't gotta give me nothing.
Yeah.
So like when someone like actually gets me something, I'm like, come on.
And I was like, ah,
Shit.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, like socks and stuff. I really like practical gifts. Like I like shit that I can use because I like there's holes in my shoes right now, so you know I like using shit.
Shoes.
No,
Shoes next gift.
Shoes.
That's all you
A
gotta
jacket.
Some Vans, you know. Some
You know what should I like?
How
I
about
like
your
on
hat?
TikTok where it's like a guy saying like when my girlfriend's telling me a story about how some guy tried to flirt with her, but she hasn't gotten to the part where she pepper sprayed them and tasted them and went after that. So I would appreciate that more. I guess if she attacked guys who hit on her, that'd be cool.
Oh, that would be okay.
That'd be real.
That's a good,
Right?
yeah, that's pretty good.
You want them to do more of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe like a
Okay.
cool knife.
Oh, like you mean like gifts, right?
I forgot. I
Oh, you
guess
mean
I
like-
guess in my
Like-
head I heard the question was like what like.
What is something you wish girls did more for guys? It could be anything.
No,
I mean, y'all were talking about gifts, you know.
I'm telling you, drive around.
But it could be
That's
something.
that's a good one.
Drive arounds are a good
Pick
one
me
too.
up.
Yeah.
Pick me up,
That's a good
dude. Like, fuck, I don't have to, like, I'm faded.
Open
Like, let's
my
go
door?
let's go eat. Like, bro.
Okay,
like,
now what do you think? Like the main probably thing is like that people decide over is probably like who has to pay. Would y'all want the woman to pay or the lady to pay more?
I feel like
I feel like with that I don't have a problem with it, but and
sure.
it's not that I want to pay more because I'm the guy. I just want to pay more because it's like because it's nice. Like
I feel like that's a romantic gesture.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
that.
No,
Like, I like being the
100%.
one who pays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
shit's
feels
beautiful.
it doesn't feel as gender to me as much as it feels more like a
A show of affection,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Me
So-
too. Yeah.
Like I'm
Same.
here taking you out and shit like that.
Yeah.
Invite a good dinner
Yeah.
for you and shit like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I pay every once in a while.
Well, you shouldn't be.
When I also
Yeah.
Shouldn't
Should not be at all. I hope
Y'all
you
heard
seen.
that?
I hope you
You
seen
heard
this.
that?
Yeah,
You
you
heard
better not let her pay.
Okay, so next question is, what's a time you get an ick from a girl?
what's the time I got an ick,
Ick
from a girl?
Yeah. Think about it.
You got an
I-
ick from a girl.
The only time I can think about was that story I told a long time ago when I went on that date with the girl who got jumped the night before, and she came straight from the hospital to our date. She had like dry blood on her.
Yeah.
That gave me an ick because I just thought one thing, the dry blood is kind of like a little like, you know, it's like a little gross, especially because we're eating. Like it's like you know, and then also like the hospital bracelet is like a little like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, you know, little too crazy for me. So that's the only time I could say I can really.
But
got
you
an
didn't
ick.
like the determination, bro. She was in the hospital and she still she tried to go on the date.
I don't know, because you guys brought it up even then, right? When I first told you that happened. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, how would you guys feel? Okay, put yourself in my shoes, both of you. Put yourself in my shoes.
So
Or
what
even
was
you,
the
Julie,
scenario?
put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah, what's this in any context?
It's just that, like, we were going to go on a date. And then the morning of, I just told her, like, I was on my way and she hadn't responded, right? But I was like, maybe, like, just, like, I don't know, not responding.
Yeah.
And then finally, like, she responded, like, oh, yeah, sorry, like, something happened, but I'm ready. Like, just pick me up or whatever. And then I picked her up, and then that's where, like, I just saw, like, and she's, like, told me, like, oh, yeah, like, I got jumped the night before because, like, I had gone over to one of my friend's place, and there was these girls there that I didn't like, and they, like, all jumped me.
I'd
So
been like, damn, bro, you could have like waited. I could have hung out later. Like,
yeah, that's what I literally
said.
said, though. That's what I said.
Was it more because
I cut the day short because I took her home because she said that she was like, her head is hurting and everything. So I was like, bro,
she
like,
tripping, bro. What the
Yeah.
fuck you mean? She got jumped?
But was it more because like you
That
were
dick.
like damn, like,
crazy.
who do you hang around with that they're like jumping you?
That a little
Was it
bit
more
too,
that?
that too.
Because if that's that, I kind of get it.
Because it was a lack of like immaturity a little too.
I
you know?
I guess what in my head I was like she just got like jumped like by some randos on the street. And I was
No.
like,
She
yeah.
got jumped by some girls that she didn't like.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
She said she put up a fight though, but I was like,
She
well, I
probably
mean,
lost.
3-1. Damn.
Nah,
Yeah.
damn. I don't know. Nick.
So it
I
would
don't
be a
know.
Nick.
I mean, now that I think about it, not in the same vein of because you know how we talked about when women approach men. In high school, there was this one woman who wouldn't take no for an answer, and so like she would like corner me. So like I'd be like
damn.
walking, and then so I'd be like I don't I can't, and I didn't like that. I didn't like. I was like, bro, like I said no like once already. Like come on, like leave me alone. Please.
Yeah, that's true. It's a thing. Oh, you know what's an ick? This has never really happened to me, but I've heard people like it happens to that when you reject a girl, they start thinking you're gay. Have you seen that? Have you heard of that?
That's not a Nick. That's just fucking.
That's just fucked up.
unlogical. Yeah, literally unlogical thinking and
Offensive?
shit like that.
Yeah, right?
Like, it's
I
ridiculous.
think
Yeah.
they're just mad, bro.
Yeah, for real. I think an egg for me would probably be like let's say I'm talking to a girl and like there's no specific time. Like this girl signing and shit like that. She was wearing like socks at a party, and like the socks were wet as fuck. Like, they were wet. Like she was walking like around the whole party around with socks.
Like just like
Just
socks,
socks?
no
Like,
shoes.
just in socks, no shoes. Cause like like I guess like
What the
she
fuck?
was comfortable like that. Like you know how like everybody spills
Yeah,
drinks
yeah,
and shit
yeah,
like
of
that.
course.
Like,
Yeah.
those shits were wet. So I was like, ugh. It was like she's stepping around at someone else's like drinks and shit like that.
Ew.
Does it count as an egg? Yeah, like if
That's
a girl
an
like
egg. What the fuck you mean?
Yeah, 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 no,
'Cause, you know,
you're
like
valid,
a lot
yeah.
of like no disrespect, but like a lot of ladies kind of do that too. You know, like they just kind of
At
take
a
off their
party
shoes.
though.
They
Is it
kind of take off
party?
their shoes.
Oh, when
you
girls
know?
take off their shoes at
They
parties,
take off
that's
their
an egg?
shoes and like they just walk around and shit like that. Like
I've seen that happen. Yeah.
I understand like you want to feel comfortable, but like, you know how dirty the floor is and shit like that. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a valid one. No, because that's true. A lot of women do do
real,
that
that's like-
when they take off their shoes and walk.
Ugh.
Yeah,
And like I remember specifically because like there was like I was like I saw this one girl's like saw shit like that shit was wet as fuck. I was like, oh my god.
yeah, it's like a hygiene thing. Yeah, definitely.
Hell
Like
yeah.
if a girl like smells, like if it smells bad, well, obviously.
I feel like that's like everybody. Though,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true,
true.
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. But have you ever like it's happened though? No, you ever ran
I've
into a girl
personally
that
never ran into a woman that smelled bad.
really? No,
Absolutely
Personally,
not.
personally.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that doesn't
Really?
happen.
Uh-uh.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen.
It's happened. Yeah,
For real?
Yeah,
Nah.
I've been around women who like smell.
Okay, at least the like ladies that I haven't like been attracted to like that, you know?
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't like I was attracted to them. They were just happened to walk by, and I was like, damn, they stink. yeah,
Damn.
All right, next question.
All right.
So just hygiene. Just take care of your hygiene, I guess. Just basics.
Just the bare minimum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. What's the first thing you'd do if you were a girl?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
I
gonna
would.
say it.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna be
gonna say
real. I would look at myself. I would look at my titties.
You wouldn't let the homies hit?
No, what the fuck?
I would not let I would not
think I'm a
I would
hoe?
not let the homies say you got me fucked up. You got me fucked
Fake
up.
as fuck.
Y'all got me fucked
Fake
up.
as fuck.
Fake as fuck. Real as fuck.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
What would I do? Damn.
What'd you
I'd
do,
probably
baby?
use my pretty privilege. If I was a pretty
Ooh,
girl.
get like
If you
like
were wait what?
If I was a pretty lady, I'd probably
yeah,
use my pretty
probably
privilege.
get like drinks at the bar or something.
Yeah, I'd probably I'd probably try to like finesse like like Venmo and some shit like you know what I'm saying.
OnlyFans? You don't
Not
know
no
what
bullshit,
OnlyFans
like,
that
no
night?
bullshit, no bullshit, no
Yeah.
bullshit.
I'm dead.
I gotta try to get it back.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
You think it's that easy?
I don't know if it's that easy, but I'd try. You know,
Yeah, because
like,
I mean,
why
if,
not?
if I changed and I was like a super pretty girl, I wonder if like it would be that easy, right? To just get like money.
I'd go to all the homies and be like, would y'all hit? Like, would y'all hit?
Not saying I'm gonna let you.
I'm not gonna let you, but would
This
y'all
is
hit?
what
You know?
I'd be like, it depends. Are
Like,
you
do y'all
gonna
think
let
I'm
me?
pretty?
My answer will change depending on whether you let me. or not.
I just said like, well, y'all think I'm pretty? You know, that's all I'd say probably.
Hell yeah.
Like, hey, yo, I'm like, all right, back up and shit like that.
No, yeah. What's I don't know, Julie. What's something that
I don't
women
know,
can
what
do?
girls do? I mean,
Yeah.
because I feel like I wouldn't really. There's nothing really I would do that would.
I feel like I like being a guy. I feel like it's cool being a
Y'all
dude.
don't want to. I don't know. I was like, girls
do.
girls
Gossip?
restroom. Gossip.
I'd
Paint your
wanna.
nails?
I'd wanna have my period so I can understand
What?
women's pain.
This
Okay.
was tripping.
Okay.
No,
That boy tripping.
Okay.
Yeah.
You tripping.
I don't know about
No, I'm
that.
telling you, like, I like if I was like a hot ass like lady and shit like that, hot ass chick and shit like that, I'd abuse that shit 100%.
You just become a hoe.
I would
play
become a hoe.
games. He
I'd-
play
I'd-
games.
I'd-
Like, wait a minute.
I'd play everybody for sure. No doubt
Oh, you
about
just
it.
play games?
I'd be like, I need like you know like I gotta pay for my
Let me
food.
see.
I gotta pay for my
Yeah,
food,
what
daddy.
do you do for fun? What do women do for fun? Because I don't know what.
Yeah.
I
You
feel
can try on clothes.
We
You
do
should
as
wear
a
a
guy.
I do
bikini.
that now.
You should wear
Wear a bikini. I can do that
and
now.
run. No, just kidding.
It's true. We could do that as a dude. Yeah. Was
I'm
there something
telling you,
specific?
I don't know. Yeah,
I guess.
I guess we're all the same.
I think I don't know. It'd be hard to like get into the mind of
You
a
know
Do
what?
your hair.
You
Do
know
your
what?
hair.
No, okay. Like serious answer. I'd probably see if I could like scam dudes out of money.
That's exactly.
I'm telling you, that's what I said.
Yeah, like,
I
that's
just
what
be
I'm
trying.
saying.
You know, you're right. I just
That's
look
what
you
I'm
trying to
saying.
get a
I'd
bag.
abuse
yeah.
my
Can I
I'd
get
abuse
a-
my pretty privilege.
Can I get
Yeah.
a bill paid? You know.
Mhm.
Straight up, like
Can
straight
I
up.
get a bill?
I forgot-
paid?
I forgot
don't.
my-
I've never tried to do
I feel like if
that.
you're the waiter,
Well,
I'd
what are
be
you
like,
waiting for?
I know it's true.
if you're the
missing
waiter,
out
I'd be
there.
like, oh, I forgot my wallet. You think I'd be able to like you know? I'll come back. I promise.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
no,
like,
real as fuck.
Come
Yeah.
on now.
What about you, Julie? If you were a dude, what would you do?
I play around with my penis.
You'd play around with your
Like,
penis?
wow. I for sure go pee and see how to aim.
What the fuck?
It's cause like I don't think like honestly if I was like a lady I don't think I'd fucking like play around with my boobs and shit like that. I don't think I'd be able to. I don't know. I just
Wait,
feel
you wouldn't play around with your boobs?
I feel weird. I'd be like, what the fuck? Like I'm
I
feeling
feel like I
myself.
would.
Really?
If I got big titties
I'd just
too.
be like, bro, like, I'm feeling myself. You know, it'd just be weird. But like,
But
what
it's
do I-
yourself.
Yeah.
It's like
I'd
right
be
now.
like, why do I have
yourself.
boobs? I don't know.
Why do you have
do I
it?
got a fatty in this scenario?
Damn.
Let's just say you're the bombest version of yourself as a woman.
Damn.
Damn. Wow. I'm gonna be a menace, bro.
Yeah.
I'm blowing up on TikTok.
Oh, doing TikTok.
Yep.
Thirst traps. You do thirst traps.
Thirst traps with the
Yeah,
audios
no,
and shit.
That would probably get you like to being like a model or something. like
The
that.
Ice Spice
maybe,
audio?
maybe try to like get a sugar daddy, like a rich guy.
You think it's that easy?
Hell yeah, bro.
Bro, a rich guy?
Honestly,
a
I
rich
don't know.
old
As a
guy.
dude, there's a
rich
lot of
old
horny
guy.
dudes out there.
Well, okay, if you're gonna get a sugar daddy, are you gonna do what he wants?
Because
Because I mean, he's not paying.
if
you.
what he
That's
wants is
you
like
do.
foot
I'd
pics
manipulate-
and shit like that, then yeah, probably.
no,
No, like
Here-
he's
here-
gonna want sex.
No,
bro.
here's,
Oh, you
here's
gonna
what I
fuck
think.
up.
Here's what I think.
I give you no old man sex.
Because I was once a man, I know how a man thinks. So I feel like I can manipulate the fuck out of him.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like that's true.
I
Yeah,
feel like I can manipulate the.
Okay.
I'd have him in the.
the palm of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
What do men do? What can I do as a man?
Go for a walk at night.
Go for
See,
oh,
like-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go for a walk at night. Go
Yeah,
for a walk at
No,
night.
no, you know what you should do. You should test your man strength.
Yeah, you should. You should go to the gym.
Go to the gym, start a fight.
Just fight
Start a
somebody.
fight.
Start a fight for sure. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I probably
Bully
get myself
someone,
killed.
maybe?
Yeah.
Bully
No, I'm just
someone?
kidding.
Yeah.
Grow beard. Grow beard.
Okay.
Yeah. And see how to shave. See if there's more stuff you could do. What do I do as a woman?
Yeah, I don't know what I do as a
You
woman.
go get your nails done.
You
But I
do
do that
that
now.
You could I
Have
don't
a
know,
girls' night?
Have long
Have a
hair.
girls' night. That's
yeah.
true. I guess have a girls' night.
Yeah,
Twerk.
fuck it.
Yeah, like you know what? That's true.
Fuck
They
it.
look like they're having a good time
Yeah,
whenever I
just
see
have a
girls' night.
great time.
Grow
you
out
know?
your
Yeah.
hair. You could do your hair. You could braid your hair.
I'd probably gossip. I feel like
Gossip?
when women
Like, you
gossip,
can't
it looks kinda
believe what this fucking Steve guy did to me.
It's cause about me.
fun. Girl.
I can't believe I let him hit.
Excuse you.
Excuse you.
Okay, so next question is, in what order, face, personality, or body?
Personality, face, body.
Face, personality, body.
I agree. Face, personality, body. I feel like
I'm going
I feel like
personality, face,
it's. I feel like being real. I feel like everybody has to first have a physical attraction before they have a personal attraction.
100%.
And I think to me it's like face, and then you're like, oh, that's
I
cool.
feel like I feel like you could meet somebody and you're not conventionally attracted to them, and then you get to know them and you're like, damn, I actually really like this person.
Yeah, but I feel like at that point, like, there has to be something that also kind of attracts
You know,
somebody,
yeah, I
know?
agree.
I feel like you could be attracted to who a person is.
You think so, Julie? You think
Yeah, I feel like that's how it happened for me.
you were like, I thought this guy was ugly as fuck, but then I was like,
I
yeah,
didn't
he's
know.
kind of
I'm
funny.
not saying that
you
they
guys,
were
you're taking
ugly.
it like, oh, because it's personality first, that then they're not as attractive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, but I mean, I'm just saying that, like.
Well, that's the whole thing, though. Like, so that's the face card, the body card, you know?
But I feel like someone having a good personality can, in your eyes, make them look more attractive to
Okay,
you.
that makes sense.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point.
That is a good point,
That
for
is a good
sure.
Well,
point.
cause even I've seen like really attractive guys, and then when they once they start talking and they say some dumb shit,
You get
they're not attractive anymore, like at
sure.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can tell you that legit, there's guys who are really attractive that I've seen, and once I get to know them, I legit after that I'm kind of like, yeah, they're not attractive.
'Cause I
But
feel like they're
don't you
less
think that's
funny,
different?
bro.
Like that's different for women and men.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's different. Like,
I think it's the same. You don't think so?
I'm just saying, I think men first will like approach with like physical attraction. Well, I don't think women probably do, but I don't think as
Much.
too greatly of a degree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about as much, but not as much. Like, not as close to what a guy does.
Yeah, because you know what? I can agree. There is definitely like beautiful people out there, and then you talk to them, they're either like drier or they're like, I don't know, they're
bad
like
people or something.
or they're like, you know, their personality is like whack, you know, like
No, for
fucking
sure.
like, whack, and
But-
it definitely
Yeah.
brings them down.
Well, because
you know?
the way I also saw it was like, I not that I thought they were ugly or whatever, but it was just like I wasn't like trying anything, or I wasn't like, I saw them and I was like, oh, like I'm gonna get at them. It was just more like they're just there, you
Or
know.
like-
and
or
then I
like
got to
there's-
know them, and then that's when I like was a little more attracted to them because I got to know them, and I was like, I really like this.
Or
Like, I
like,
really like talking to him.
There's like, or I don't know if you guys are experienced, but like there'd be a person you're like, yeah, I think they're pretty or whatever, but you're like,
Yeah.
but I'm not really interested. And then you'll like meet them, like, damn, they're like really cool. And then you like they start to become more attractive.
Mhm.
That's why I say that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's
see
kind of
that.
hard because I feel like they're kind of like codependent because it's something like let's say you see like a handful of girls, right, and like there's certain girls you think are prettier than the other. Do you think like let's say one girl is, I don't know, it's hard, it's kind of fucked up to rank them, but,
No,
I'm
but
gonna give
like-
you guys a
okay.
scenario. I'm gonna give you guys a scenario. All right, let's say girl number 5, who's the lowest rank. She's still pretty. You still think she's pretty, but she's the lowest one of the 5, right? But she has a really good personality. And then girl number 3, she's like medium. Like you think she's prettier than girl number 5, but her personality isn't as good, but she's prettier. She's like extremely prettier than girl number 5. Who would you choose, girl number 3 or girl number 5? Do you get what I'm saying?
The one with a better personality, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But
I think-
she doesn't, the girl number 3 doesn't have a bad personality. She has just,
but-
just her personality isn't as good, but she's prettier.
Like, because
than
I
girl number
think
5.
like okay before your game scenario and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think like what we were talking about. I think you have to know the girl. Like what you were saying, like you were getting to know the girl before, off like a first basis scenario and shit like that. And like you like, let's say like Steve's the girl, like Julie's the girl and shit like that. And I'm literally like observing you guys for like 10 seconds because 10 seconds is all I got,
Mm-hmm.
and 10 seconds is all I got before I make a move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I can decide, I can see like, oh, the face card is nice. If I can see the personality between the 10 seconds, then I can, you know, I'll be able to decide like, oh, this lady is like very like, you know, passionate and like very fucking, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I'll pursue this if I want to.
Yeah.
So I just,
true. Yeah,
I just think like in order to pursue someone like with face, personality, and body and shit like that, in that order, for sure the face is the easiest to see, you know, because you'll see if someone's beautiful, like have a beautiful smile and shit like that.
But it's hard to get people's like
But
personality.
the personality
right?
is different because like you for sure have to observe their whole fucking body, their whole traits and shit like that, how they act towards people.
Mhm.
That's a little harder to see, but I feel like you can see that within like 30 seconds of a person.
Yeah, that's true.
You
So
know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
I could agree with you, Brandon, that it's definitely overall. I think it is definitely personality over like face and body. But I think on first attractions, it's kind of hard to see personality.
No, yeah, but like
Yeah.
in the scenario or the question she's asking, I'm assuming she means in terms of dating,
Mhm.
you know? And sure, like in terms of like right away, like first glance, it's probably like face, body, then personality, because you're not going to
Mhm.
see their personality in the fucking, with just a first glance. But when it comes to dating, right, and they're like, yeah, they're really pretty or like they're stunning or whatever, but they're kind of like, they're so boring. We have nothing in
Yeah.
common.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm going to like date this person just because they're like,
pretty.
just they're
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah,
Like that's super shallow.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
that's
mean?
true. Yeah,
But then like there's somebody who's like maybe not as conventionally attractive, but they're like awesome. You have fun
Mhm.
every time you hang out. You can talk to them about anything. They're super interesting. They're passionate. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I feel like it's I don't know. It becomes a bit of a landslide after that. You know?
Yeah.
So in the
that's
scenario
true,
of
yeah.
dating, that's why I rank it like that.
Yeah, no, I can agree. I'll agree. I'll put personality over.
But no,
face.
but okay, for me at least for dating, like dating and like having a relationship with someone is something like entirely different, you know? Like I can go like on multiple dates with like different other like ladies and shit like that and have like just have like a meal and like have a good time and shit like that. But in terms of a relationship, like having like a fucking how do you say it? like an internal connection with that
Like
person,
chemistry.
like chemistry and all that shit, like that's something for sure that I have to take into account. Where like, oh, like your personality does matter, or like your, you know,
Yeah, I
that
get what
shit
you
does
mean.
matter.
Because
You know?
there's like serious, there's like casual dating, and then there's relationships, right?
for sure.
For sure, casual dating, like a lot of people would probably put looks over like personality because it's not
Mhm.
something you take serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody you want to like spend the rest of your life with, definitely
Yeah.
like personality becomes very important.
Yeah.
You don't want to fucking have a baby mama with somebody who like, oh my god, I can't fucking stand this woman. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's raising my kid with all the wrong like things. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I agree. That's all I got to say about that.
And then last question is, does how she dress matter?
Fuck no.
No.
Hell
What do you
nah.
mean by
Look how
that?
you want to
What do
look,
you
baby.
mean? Like
You know.
like she like what do you mean?
Just
Like-
the way
Like
she
she's got bad
dresses.
swag?
Like high. Like, I'll say like let's say okay, she does baggy pants and she like high skirts sometimes and shit like that when she goes out.
Oh, you
Like
mean like,
loose,
Or
like
she
dressing
does, like-
revealing?
Or
Like very
well,
revealing
that
stuff.
too. Or she always dresses bummy.
I guess it
fuck
means
nah,
overall.
I don't
Yeah,
give a
overall.
I
fuck.
don't really care.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I know I'm hitting that shit. At the end of the day, I'm dead ass. I'm
Okay,
dead ass.
okay.
I'm dead ass. And it,
I
like
feel
you know,
that.
like
Okay.
if I'm in a relationship like that, if I'm in a relationship myself,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
anyone's hitting her, like you know, at the end of the day, she's gonna like, they know they're coming back to me at the
Yeah.
end of the day, so I wouldn't
Well,
give a
because
fuck.
it is interesting when, like, I guess you do talk to guys of, like, how, I guess, some girls are, like, the dress, you know, they dress very revealing or whatever. And then that's how they kind of, like, met, right? Her, like, dressing the way she does. And then once they're in the relationship, the guy's like, well, you already got me, then you shouldn't be dressing like that. Like, I always thought that was weird. And I've actually heard some, like, men
That
say
doesn't make
that.
sense.
And
Small
I'm kind of
dick
like,
energy,
that's
bro.
just
Yeah.
that's just
It
like
doesn't make
that's just
sense.
like weird to me. Because then also, like, the other thing is, like, I guess I've seen it around, and the only reason I say this because I've legit seen people do this is, like, when they're like, oh, you have a man's and you're like posting like bikini pictures of yourself and all that stuff, and I'm like, that's just like, I don't get it. Like, what's so
Like women are just supposed to become
I feel
I
like
just think that's an impression
I
of
feel
a
like
person.
Objects?
that's like a possessive like mindset.
Oh,
yeah.
Like
You're oppressing that person.
Like your body belongs to me.
Am I wrong?
I
Yeah.
feel like that's wrong. You know.
Yeah. Well, because it's weird. Because also, like, just even using that example of like, oh, like I liked you because of what you were wearing, and now that you're with me, why are you dressed like that? Like,
Yeah.
like what? She was dressed like that just because she liked to dress like that,
Yeah.
not because she thought she was gonna attract anybody. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it doesn't change. Like, it kind of touches the subject we were talking about earlier about how you're still your individual self even in a relationship. Like, bro, like, let her fucking breathe. You know,
Yeah.
she's not a
Yeah,
fucking
bro.
object for you to keep in your fucking case.
Yeah.
You know. So no, in that sense, no, I don't. And actually, in general, I don't really care
Yeah, I
how
don't
she
care at
dresses.
all.
Yeah, even if she's just like a bum, as long as she's cool.
I kind of think that shit hot though when she kind of dresses like a bum. I think that shit hot.
the Cookie Monster sweats.
Like, I'm like,
Have you
if
seen
like
that?
if she wearing like baggy pants like that, shit like that, and like I can still kind of see her figure, like I think that
Yeah.
shit is bad as
I
fuck.
think it-
I'm dead ass.
It also depends on the type of dude you are. Because I understand if you were a dude who's like a fashion guy, you know, you like fashion, then I get why you would like if your girl knows how to style herself and stuff. But like for me, I don't really know about that, so I don't really
Yeah.
matter. I mean, it's not like I'm dressed like fucking like, I don't know, like Hugo Boss or anything.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. I think like I dress like simple no matter what. Even
Yeah.
if she got bothered by that, I'd be like, you know, I wear what I wear.
Oh, yeah, and then,
Would
like,
you let her dress you though? If she's like,
I
want
fuck
you-
no,
yeah.
no, yeah, for sure. No, I let her buy me clothes and shit like that. Like let her like tell me what she wants to wear. But I'm not gonna go to another path where like my style isn't recognizable anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Like I dress how I dress for quite a while.
like those couples where you're wearing like the button up shirt and shit, and you're like all like
Like big ass baggy clothes and shit like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
I'd ever do that shit. Like, you know, like
you wouldn't let her like take away your individuality. Is what
fuck
you're
no,
saying.
like, just give me some white shirt, dicky jacket, some dicky pants, and I'm solid. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like fuck all that extra shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like if she wants me to dress me extra, I'll dress extra. If there's like a special thing going on, for sure I'll dress extra.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, everyday life, fuck
it's
that.
it's like people dress like kind of like I don't know, just what they like, you know.
Yeah.
And to be like, nah, like I'm not gonna date her because she's dressed like weird, like I don't know, she's shopping at Ross or
Yeah.
anything, you know. It's a little fucked
She doesn't buy like designer stuff.
Yeah, it's
That-
like
nah,
I
that
don't know.
is
It's
fucked
like,
up,
bro,
but,
what the fuck? That's a little. It's very materialistic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
I don't know. Who gives a fuck? You
But I
know?
guess that's their personal preference, you know. Like,
Yeah,
you
like
can't
I
do
said,
anything about that.
I get if you were like you're a fashion student
Yeah.
or whatever, and your passion is dressing really well. Then I understand. Yeah, like no, like my girl's gotta like
Yeah,
dress fucking good. I guess that's cool. I mean, I guess I get it. If you're putting in the effort, but in general, I feel like it doesn't matter.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But yeah.
You know,
that was,
not like in general, but like in the real world, it doesn't matter. 'Cause,
in
like,
the real
no, straight up, 'cause, like if we're talking about like fashionista and shit, like the only time we ever talk about that shit is like when like you see models dating each other and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like in the real world, like you'll never see someone be like oh like I think you should change the way you look, buy some more Gucci shit, buy some more high end merchandise. You just in the real world, you'd be like, oh, like you know, like I kind of like what you're wearing, I kind of don't like what you're wearing.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't tell someone like, oh, go buy that fucking expensive ass shit that I want you to wear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think some even like I guess couples, if like they're dating, I think usually they have like the same style or like they'll kind of influence each other in a way.
Like our parents.
Yeah, because my mom dresses my dad. Like, she goes to the store, she already knows his sizes. Like, she'll buy him a shirt and she'll be like, I want you to wear this. And my dad is like not opposed to it.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes when they go to parties, they even like match. So they're like wearing the
They're,
same
like,
color.
color-coded.
Yeah, they're
but
like
do you
color
think
coding.
Do you think it's because your mom kind of knows your dad's style, or because your mom has her own style that she wants to dress her dad?
I feel like my mom found my dad's style. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
so he's like, she's seen him dressed the way he's dressed, and he's like, oh, let me.
let me help you a little bit,
Uh-huh.
because like for sure he probably didn't know how. He would just pick a shirt or whatever and he's like, this looks nice. And then I think my mom kind of like was like, I think you'll like this, so you can try it. And then she could see his reaction, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a collared shirt and she's like, I want you to wear this, and he's like, well, I don't like collared shirts. So she'll be like, okay, I'll get you like a V-neck or something. But he likes collared shirts. His favorite thing is like collared shirts and like shirts that have pockets. So then my mom, every time she sees one and she thinks it's a
See,
nice
that's
color,
what I'm
she'll like buy
saying,
it for
bro.
him.
Just dress simple, and then the lady will help you.
He's living the dream.
So yeah, so like I think it was more of like, yeah, like she found his style. Like she was just helping him.
That's
It
what I'm
wasn't
saying. Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, he already had his own style. You know what I'm saying? Like, the lady just helped him better,
like
benefit that
emphasize it.
style.
Yeah.
That's what it is, baby. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Find the imperfections and love
But
'em.
moving on to the next topic, since it is Women's History Month, I brought up some facts, which
ahead.
is called "Women Are Great." So here's some facts. Did you know that the 2 highest IQ scores in recorded history belong to women? Mm-hmm.
Dub.
Alright, pretty cool.
Dub? That's cool.
It
Pretty
doesn't say
cool.
the numbers.
This is, no, it doesn't say.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
it says.
That's
I
okay.
know,
They don't want. They don't want
We
you to
still
know
got a
that. side.
dub.
They don't want you to know.
Still got a dub.
They
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want
Still
you
got
to
a
That's
know.
still a dub. Yeah,
still a
yeah.
dub.
You can appreciate that one. Okay. Second is, did you know that in the United States, women earn 60% of all college degrees?
Dub.
Did you know that?
Wow.
Dub.
Yeah, yeah.
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Explain.
But
But wait a minute.
no, but
Yeah.
but do they get paid the same as
obviously
women
not.
as men in the
makes
same
sense.
degree?
Sense on
See,
the
then
dollar,
like
right?
see that fact itself is like
Mhm.
you know, like it's a little blemish.
Equal
Yeah,
pay,
it's like-
bro. Equal pay.
It's like Tupac said, bro.
Fuck, you go pay,
We
bro.
all came from
Get
women.
paid what you're worth. You know, if you're good enough for it, like if you're good enough for like the best job ever, then get paid what you're worth. Fuck that. Don't settle for a man's salary. Settle for
Mhm.
your salary.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the third fact is, did you know that girls' brains generally mature 2 years earlier than boys?
Makes sense.
That makes fucking valid sense.
I wonder why. I wonder what that's about.
Periods,
But it does make
probably.
sense.
Makes sense.
But I
Yeah.
wonder why. Fourth fact is, on average, women live 2 to 5 years longer than men. Do you know?
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I've seen.
I
those,
do be living dangerously.
I've seen those. I've seen those like tweets when they're like, "This makes sense why women live longer," or
Yeah,
like men.
it's like men doing dumb
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, we do be doing some.
I
dumb
just think women are like generally more happier than men.
You think
You
so?
think so?
100%.
They talk about their feelings more. I feel
Mm.
like,
Well, that's
I feel like
true.
That's
not
maybe-
talking
maybe
about
that's
your
probably
feelings as a
why.
dude. Your demons get to you, so I see why
Yeah.
men die.
Mm.
I see-
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, they
honestly,
are. Don't they say that? That's why there's like the like men's mental health awareness, because
Yeah.
like they're the
I
they're
feel
in the
like-
high of like.
Well, can't being
Maybe I
stressed out
don't.
give you like a
Self-harm.
heart
Get shot every
attack?
day.
Can't what?
Can't being stressed out give you like a heart attack?
Yeah.
That's exactly why,
Makes
you know?
sense.
Yeah.
Is that I think as a dude, you're kind of taught to like just keep that shit in, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, bro. You be alright. People get shot every day.
But exactly what you're saying, that's exactly it.
You'll be
that mentality
alright.
of like just keeping it in.
I think, well, that's why I remember, I think we even talked about how, like, because girls, I guess going back to the icks of, like, girls find it to be an ick to see a guy cry.
That's also
And
true.
I'm kind of like, I think that's weird, because it's like, you don't let him, like, express his emotions. So how do you expect him to be there, like, emotionally for you if he can't even express his own emotions, you know? Like, it's just like, and it's just weird that like even women say that about dudes, because then that doesn't allow them to be more open, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and I think and I don't know, I think it's just from like, I guess, knowing a lot of guys who don't like experiencing their emotions, and I think that really affects them a lot. And
So
it's
you got that
sad.
from a heart
It makes me
you
sad
say?
when
What?
What'd you say right now?
That's why you dropped dead from a heart attack. Being stressed out, your demons
Yeah.
will get you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Julie?
No, I'm like, it makes me sad when men don't like expressing their emotions. I mean, I can't force them. It's to each their own. Like if they
I don't know.
wanna,
Do you guys think it's easy for you guys to, because it's easy to feel your emotions, but do you think it's easier to express your emotions as a guy? No, right?
Hell no.
It is not easy
So
for
what
me.
do you-
It's not easy.
What do you think though? What do you think it's hard for you?
I just
I
feel
feel
it.
like
I just feel like that
capitalism.
vulnerability,
Right.
having someone else seeing me so vulnerable is very for me, like that word comes in like it's very demasculine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, like I realized that, so that's why like I'll share my feelings with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I probably won't let anybody see.
Yeah.
I probably won't
exactly.
let anybody see like the way I'll feel or the way like I cry and
So
shit.
does
like
that make you feel better if you do
Yeah,
that?
100%.
It does.
You know,
It
because I just
helps?
feel like at that point it's self care. You know, like only you will understand what you go through.
Mm-hmm.
So like like fuck that. You know, like
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's how I feel too. It's definitely like as a dude, it's for me at least. It's like it's hard to express because it's like I'd almost want to more like suffer internally than let other people know I'm suffering. I'd want to like I'd never want to be seen as that like vulnerable person.
Mhm.
Like and like because I can just have that conversation with myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, maybe it's bad, maybe it's not, but I just that's just how I feel, and I feel
Yeah.
like it makes me feel comfortable,
Yeah.
like because I know that I got myself.
yeah, straight up.
I guess at the end of it, it's more of like as much as like I would like for men to express themselves a lot more, I guess to people, it's like I can't force you to do that, and I think at the end of it, it's just like as long as you feel good doing it. Like if you feel good talking to yourself, then that's fine. If that genuinely makes you feel good, then just do that. Like you don't have to speak to another person. I think that's just like to each individual. Like for me, I do like talking about my emotions because I feel like I don't know, if I personally feel like if I talk to myself, I feel like I'm not really resolving anything, or like it feels nice when someone's hearing you out, because then it's just like nice to like talk to someone and like express your emotions and like all that. So, but if for you, if you're like, no, I just prefer talking to myself, then like that's fine.
No,
Like
it's
as long
definitely
as
like
at the
a
end of it,
but it's like
as
a-
long as at the
yeah.
end of it, I think you feel fine. Like, and you're not it's still not a continuation of you still harming yourself.
Yeah, but I
You
think it
know?
all stems like from like a societal idea. Like for women, I think it's easier because it's accepted.
Yeah.
You know, for men, it's not as accepted, and I've seen that firsthand. Like I've seen whenever in the past I tried to open up to women, and it was kind of like I could visually feel they felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
And like that feeling feels like fucking terrible.
Yeah.
You know, you don't ever want to like put yourself out there because like you said, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So things, especially when people react that way,
Mhm.
it like doubles down
Yeah.
that like knife in your back.
Yeah.
For
Right.
sure.
And so like because of that, like I it's not that I think it's a good thing, but I understand why men don't open up because it's like since it's so unaccepted that men are like vulnerable, when you are the one who becomes vulnerable, you're like, oh, you get this stigma of like
Yeah.
you're that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Now go back to
Well-
what Brandon said though, like about like how stress can sometimes like kill the human person and shit like that. That's why I kind of like how like people say like it's kind of like a bad to talk to yourself and shit like that. I totally disagree with that idea because like I feel like no one's gonna understand your emotions better than yourself. You know?
The reason it's not that I don't agree with that. I just feel like there's a lot of times where I've been tripping about something and I was 100% sure that what I was tripping about was like I'm right to be tripping about
Like
this.
justifiable and shit like that.
I mean, I feel like justifiable makes it sound like
Like you were right.
No, that's not the right word. I'm just saying like let's say an example, right? This is just an offhand. Let's say I'm like, oh my god, like the world's gonna end tomorrow, and I'm so sure. But like, let's say I told somebody, chances are they'd be like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But if I had just kept that to myself, it would have been like a ping pong of just like, and I think that's what kills you.
Yeah.
Is when, because I'm not saying like what you do isn't healthy, but I'm saying like some people have the wrong idea who probably don't do it like you.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, I'll just keep this to myself, like whatever. And I think that sometimes people don't realize that what's bothering them, if you just spoke it out loud or got it out or said it to somebody, you might see that you're wrong. Like, you might see that, like, oh, like, actually, I might be saying this the wrong way. Oh, I was just saying that I feel like sometimes people have this perception that, like, keeping things in is, like, the way to go. I'm not saying, like, you have to talk to people, but I feel like getting it out to some degree, whether it's, like, journaling, writing about it, or doing something, can make you realize that what's bothering you, like, you have a skewed perception of it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, even like if you're writing like a story or something, it might sound super good in your head, but when you get it out, you're like, oh my God, this is
For
trash.
real,
you know?
nah, straight up,
You know?
bro.
So I feel like that
Like,
applies
I'm
to
serious.
that applies to like emotions or stuff that's bothering you, you know? You know, obviously some shit bothers you for a reason, but there are some things where you're like, nah, like, you know? But when you get it out, you'll be like, oh, I had like a...
Like, you overreacting.
I was thinking
like
about
that?
this and not even just overreacting. Like, you might have just had like... You might have just been approaching it the wrong way.
You're
and I think that
overthinking.
happens because, like, when it's stuck in your mind, it just ping pongs around and just builds steam and steam and steam. But, and not interrupting that, I think is bad for you. You know? So you don't have to talk to him, but I feel like you should get it out to some degree.
Yeah.
You know?
Not
You
for
can
like
journal.
I think
It's nice.
like when talking about, I think like, you know how like we all have our like you have to have a therapy and session and shit like that. Like, for real, like, no bullshit. My therapy session is like when I'm in like in the shower and shit. I have like a hot ass shower. Like, I'm able to think about like everything, like literally everything. You know, like I can fucking feel sad as fuck in the shower. I can fucking feel like, you know, like glad or remorse or anything. But like in the shower, I'm like fucking like I'm relaxed.
That's crazy,
you know?
dude.
Yeah.
I feel you so much because I've even thought about it. Like, I remember my sister earlier in the year, she said she was gonna go to therapy. I remember I thought to myself, like, I feel like I don't need therapy because I have the therapy with myself.
Yeah.
Right? That's literally how I feel so much too.
For sure, no, I feel like that for sure, but also feel like the term therapy, like the realization of like going to someone else, like for your problems and shit like that. I just feel like as paranoid as it seems, I just feel like they're trying to make you think normal, you know, and that's just something I will not have and like will not, you know, like what makes me a person is what I think and like my abnormal thinking, you know, like trying to like not suppress my thinking, but like trying to normalize it and thinking what you think is like abnormal and not like it's like a whole thing different. I just think
But
like
I don't
that.
know. I don't know if therapy makes you think normal.
No, I feel like people have a super stigmatized idea of what therapy looks like.
Not for sure.
It's not like you say this and they're like, no. I feel like it's more like, one, they listen, they help you. It's mostly like you do the work, you know. They help you conceptualize ideas. You know, it's a safe space. You know, it's not necessarily like you go there and they're like, I don't like that you're saying
okay,
this.
but
Like this, you know?
okay,
Like, you
it
shouldn't
would
be thinking that.
it wouldn't be a far fetched saying like, oh, like what you're like. Let's say you're saying what you're thinking to a therapist. It wouldn't be a far fetched idea for them to say like, oh, what you're thinking is kind of what like the unnormalized person would think, or like a person with like wrong ideas would think. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I feel like with certain things that like bother people, I feel like certain demons, I'll just use the word demons, that you have, they like rob you of life. Like, I feel like a lot of problems you have will without a doubt rob you of life. And I feel like, in my opinion, personally, I don't like that at all. And I feel like whatever I got to do to get rid of that, fine. Like, that's fine. And I don't think that should be like stigmatized, you know? So I feel like when people are like, nah, I'll just handle this myself. I'll handle this myself. It's like, I feel like you're robbing yourself of life, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Because I think you're very stuck in like those traumas sometimes, or like that's like a belief, like it's just a belief that you have that you're kind of like I went through this, and you kind of carry it. Like, you carry it, whether you carry it against like holding something against your family, and like you don't know how to get rid of it, and sometimes like talking about it, or like hearing somebody else that isn't your friend or yourself. It's nice to like hear a back of like how to fix things, because then sometimes I think those or like sometimes some traumas that you may have, you kind of also carry into a relationship, and it's like it's not their fault, you know, like you went through something very traumatizing in your life, and you still carry it, but it's how can I like work on it to like not affect those around me anymore, you know?
Because I feel like there's this idea that like, because I mean, I felt this way when I was a kid, right? There's shit that bothers me. And I would be like, oh, when I'm like 20, 22, 25, it won't bother me anymore. Like, I'll be old enough to where it's not on my mind. I'm 22 and that didn't happen. It didn't happen whatsoever. I feel the exact same way now that I felt when I was a little kid. Like, it's scary to me how it didn't change whatsoever.
Yeah.
The same feelings, the same things that bother me carry the same, like,
Wait.
and weight and emotional charge. Like, it doesn't
Mhm.
change. So I feel like people have this, like, idea, and I guess a lot of men have this idea that, like, I'll figure it out or I'll handle it, and it'll just, like, I'm mature
Yeah.
enough to where this shit doesn't bother me. But I don't think that happens, like, at all.
Okay, but do you
You
think
know?
like therapy would have helped change your like outcome
I mean,
of
I
it?
think, well, but going off with that analogy, right? There's shit that I'm older now, and the fact that I still think about it, I'm like, oh shit, that bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, I never realized that bothered me until you take a step back and you're like, damn, like, it's been like almost 2 decades and that shit still bothers me. There's something going on there, you know? So I feel like when people talk about therapy, it's like, I feel like it's supposed to help you realize shit that bothers you, shit you might not even see, you know? So that's why I feel like when you keep yourself in your own mind, your brain is trying to, like, help you survive in any situation. Like, you're going to hear what you want to hear. You're going to, like, think like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm good. You know, but when you talk about shit, you'll realize, damn, like, I don't
For
know.
real?
I might not be on the right track, you know? Like,
I don't know,
might-
because I feel like for me that's like the opposite of me. You know, like if I'm in a situation I know I've done wrong, I'm gonna punish myself. It's like, bro, you literally done fucked
No,
up.
but like,
But I
but,
think
but here's
like
the,
that.
but here's the thing though. Like, I feel like a lot of people think that, right? Where they're like, I'll beat myself up and that'll fix the wrong. But that doesn't. I don't think that happens at all. You know what I mean? And I feel like the fact that, like, let's say in your case, right, when you say like you beat yourself up, I feel like people take that and think like this is the correct way to approach it. And I don't know your situation, you know. But I feel like because you're so in your mind, you might be approaching things the wrong way because you're coming to the conclusion that you feel that only came from your mind, you know. But hearing an outside perspective, they might hear the situation and be like, bro, like, don't approach it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
like I feel like
yeah.
having an outside perspective from a professional with something as serious as mental health, I feel is like, it's a shame, but I feel like everybody should be able to have that opportunity. You know?
Yeah, the way I see it is that, like, therapy, when you go to therapy, you don't realize, like, that you're about to be told something that you never even thought about. You know, or you're about to, like, realize so many things that you never thought existed. You never really know until you do it. You know, you're always like, because even with me and like some of my family members who've like thought about going to therapy, aside from Julie, the way I see it is that, like, you don't know until you go. You know, you're always gonna be like, like, whatever, like, I don't need it. Even me, I'm like, I don't need it. But when you go, that's when you find out. And if you never go, then you never know.
Because
You know?
I just
I think I'm like that's the thing with me. Like I think I'm comfortable with like never knowing and just like being comfortable with the idea like you went through it or like you're able to go through it alone. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you mean. I just the way I think about it is I feel like just an off cuff example, right? There's people I know who are like everybody in the room can see that there's something going on with them or that they have issues and that they really need to address them. But it's very clear to see that they don't see it whatsoever. And even if they do see it, their perception of it is so skewed because it's them. You know what I mean? That I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like when you keep shit to yourself, like, sure, I'm not saying that I don't do that. I just think that it's like the brain tricks you. I think people have this idea that they're a lot better at doing shit than they actually are.
That
You know what I
makes
mean?
sense. That for sure makes
You know
sense.
what I mean?
100%.
I think the other part of it is like if men don't express themselves, I think also as a woman, I think like in situations where how you said like when like you expressing yourself and women kind of like there was like a thing that you thought that they were uncomfortable. I think sometimes like the uncomfortability comes from like not all men do that. Like we don't know how to react. I'm like, oh my God, like this is rare. Like a guy is actually like talking about his emotions. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I'm a girl. There's like so much that I can tell you as a girl. But I think if we like, I guess kind of like normalize more men being open and especially like to women, I think we'll know how to approach it. Cause I feel like I feel like there are times still to me, whether it's a girl or a guy, and like someone is trying to be vulnerable with me, I don't know what to do. Like I feel like I can feel myself get uncomfortable, but it's more because like no one has really ever came to me and been so vulnerable that I'm kind of like, fuck, like I don't want to mess this up. Like I don't want to give you the wrong thing or anything. And it's like, I think that's where it kind of like, I'm not saying like whoever you like express yourself, but I'm just saying in general of like, I think that's something that I would feel of like if a guy opened up to me and like was vulnerable or something, I think for me, I just wouldn't know. Because in general, I think whether it's a guy or girl, how I said, like if they open up to me, I don't know what to do because I'm kind of like, fuck, like I don't want to mess you up. Like I don't want to give you the wrong advice either. Like I don't know your situation, but I think like the biggest thing is just like how Brandon was saying, like sometimes talking it out does make you like hearing yourself out loud is kind of like, okay, like I am like overreacting or I'm just overthinking for myself. Because I feel like that happens to me when like I start talking and then I'm kind of like, okay, this sounds a little like too much. Like I don't think this is very realistic of like what I'm thinking. Like if I'm talking to my friends, right? But I would say, yeah, like I think it's just more of like being on the other end and somebody comes to you. It's kind of like, well, we're not used to a guy coming up to us and like being vulnerable. Like it's just like, okay, like like I don't know how to handle it because of the fact that it doesn't really happen as much.
At the end of the day, you guys are human too.
Yeah,
you guys are going around this world once. And
man, fuck that. Y'all better listen to my problems right now. Right?
Y'all better have the answers.
I will try. I'm saying I will try.
That's what I'm saying though. That's that. Like that's the problem. Like for me to expect everyone to have the answers all of a sudden.
But I think that's the other thing is that you shouldn't think that people are gonna have the answer for you.
No, 100%.
I think a lot of it is just like, just you expressing yourself is at least the first step to at least help yourself.
But even like, I get that 100%. Like I get it. Like because there's shit that I'm like, damn, I don't know what to do here, and I want an answer. Like I 100% get that. But sometimes, let's say I'll just journal something. And just the process of getting it out is sometimes an answer. Because I'll be like, oh, like I was caught in the loop of thinking about this specifically. I didn't get a chance to take a step back and really think and look at it. You know what I mean? So I feel like people get a little too caught up in the like, I need to know the answer. Where I think you might benefit in just taking a step back. You know what I mean? Because it might give you some, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the next woman fact is, did you know that women see 20% more color than men?
Oh, that's cool.
Is that for real?
That's what it says.
Why do you think that is?
That's crazy.
Julie, so go ahead. What color? What shade am I? What shade is this?
Yellow, orange, white.
No way, bro. I see red.
No, dude, I see black.
Well,
that's all white.
That's cap.
Does that mean like? Because I know a lot of guys who are colorblind.
I do know guys who are colorblind. Yeah,
Patrick.
yeah. Are
She's colorblind?
Yeah, he's colorblind. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I remember for a long time I was wearing like a shirt that was like yellow, and I'd always show up and he thought it was green.
For real?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Any theories of why women can see?
Is it the Y chromosome?
There
I
you
don't
go.
know. I think it might have to do something with that.
There you
Boom. It's
go.
probably something.
Sure
Next
genetic.
woman fact.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last one of just this one. Well, so it says, women are more rational than men because they physically have a thicker cerebral cortex than men.
Makes sense.
Yeah, does make sense.
Yeah. Okay. So now
Go ahead.
these are some interesting statistics.
Go ahead.
Okay. Did you know that the nearer a mother lives to the equator is more likely that she will give birth to a baby girl? Did you know that?
That
Yeah.
is
So it's
interesting.
probably like
That one is kind of like,
so
whoa.
like temperature has something to do with.
Birth.
Who knows?
I mean, it works like that with.
It doesn't go
lizards.
into it.
That is crazy.
It doesn't go into it. It shows its references, so it's facts. But
You said it works with lizards?
With lizards and like I think crocodilians, like depending on the temperature that the eggs are at, it'll determine whether they're male or female.
really,
Interesting.
why do you think that is?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It's just like, I guess women
Maybe
are.
it's like an environmental factor.
Yeah,
So
you're right. Because it's because with women, because you know that thing about how like a guy could impregnate. It could only be one guy left in the rest of the world, and in his lifetime, he could repopulate the entire world.
Yeah.
But if there's only one woman, she wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like that. It's like in it's a like a
Need more women.
natural selection thing.
Maybe.
Nature was designed that way. But did you know that on average, women speak about 20,000 words a day, while men only speak 7,000 words a day?
Damn.
Yeah. Kind of goes into what we were talking about.
All right.
Okay, so it says, the it says that the average amount of time a woman can keep a secret is 47 hours and 15 minutes. Is that true, Julie?
Keep a secret.
Go ahead, tell a secret right now.
No.
Look, it says, an average woman eats 4 pounds of lipstick in her lifetime.
Damn.
That's
4
a lot.
pounds? That is a
4
lot.
pounds?
But a lifetime is pretty nice, you know? I don't know how much
That's
that is.
crazy.
Yeah, and then the last one is that on average, women own 19 pairs of shoes, 111 handbags, and 150 different hairstyles in their lifetime. Do you feel like that's accurate?
I do have a lot of shoes, not a lot of handbags. I try to style my hair, but my mom used to do it a lot.
So you feel like that's accurate though?
I think so.
So moving on to the next topic, I wanted to play a game called Testing If We're Misogynistic.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck no. No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys. This is a game that I set up. I made it myself. So I'm gonna give you guys. I'm gonna take out the timer right now. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute.
To what?
I'm gonna give you guys
minute?
1 minute.
A
Yeah,
whole
1
minute?
minute each.
my
To what?
To
A whole minute? Alright.
You'll see. You'll see.
Oh, fuck.
If I say it, it'll cut out the minute.
He's setting up.
So as
he's
soon
setting
as
us
I
up to
say it,
fail.
I'm gonna start the minute.
Okay.
Okay. They're each gonna be different. So I'm gonna just
Yeah,
give it.
wait
This is just for you. You're first.
Hold on, I got.
Or do you want?
I got my pre-workout right.
All right, go.
Do you want to rock paper scissors? Who goes first?
All right, fine.
You go first. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Name 5 female artists.
Name 5
Musical
female
artists.
Musical artists. Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson. Fuck. Fuck. A fifth. SZA.
Okay.
okay,
Cool.
okay.
So you're not misogynistic. Cool.
You're welcome.
Okay. Izzy, let me start this timer real quick.
Go
Let me start
ahead.
this timer real quick.
I'm ready. Come on now, ladies. Everything about me. Come on. I thought ladies had me in a chokehold from the get-go. Let me know.
Name 5 female actresses.
Aubrey Plaza, Margot Robbie, Cher.
Cher's not an actress.
Cher's an actress. She
she?
was in a movie.
I mean, she counts
Alright,
more
whatever,
as music. Nah, I won't give it. I'm
You
not
won't
gonna
give
you
that?
one. I'm not
You're
gonna give
wasting
you that
time,
one.
bro. You're wasting time.
Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Fucking Meryl Streep.
Okay.
What's that girl's name from White Lotus? Fuck. What's that girl's name from White Lotus? Another fucking fuck.
There's like
The fifth one's
6
always the
billion
I
like
know
women in the
fifth
world.
one is always the hardest though, bro.
Fifth one's always the hardest.
Fucking Jennifer Aniston.
All right,
Alright,
cool. 22 seconds, bro. You were almost misogynistic, bro.
You
almost
told me
there.
1 minute.
Easy.
All right.
That shit was
I'm
like,
gonna let
come
both
on
of you
now.
guys. I'm gonna
Damn
let
yeah.
both of you guys
Damn
work on
yeah,
this next
Branson.
one.
We'll work together.
Yeah, I'm gonna let both of you guys work on this one.
Alright.
Fuck.
Julie, if you can think of one. Okay. Name 5 female historical figures.
Frida Kahlo,
Rosa
Parks.
Interesting. You guys both went there.
Historical.
Katie.
Amelia Earhart.
Okay.
You
You need 2 more.
Is
Fuck.
I give 3. Roll.
Katie Stanton. I don't know. The girl from the girl that did the woman rights from back in the.
Julie, look it up.
Silver
Is that
Figures.
true?
Who?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Katie Elizabeth Stanton or some shit like that.
Ruth Bader
Look it up.
Ginsburg. That's 4.
Ruth better.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh,
if
what's
you
that girl's
check-
name? Greta Thunberg. Greta
There we go.
Thunberg. Greta Thunberg.
I guess.
Over. We won.
Bro, she
That's
literally
sick,
changed
Greta
the world.
Thunberg.
What is
I
it?
guess.
That's
I
that-
guess. I
Was it
guess,
wrong?
I'll give it
What?
to you.
Cake?
Katie Stanton or some shit like that.
Fuck. What's the Helen Keller?
Either way, you guys got it. You guys got it.
Come on, bro. We're on.
You guys
one.
were almost there, though. I almost had to
I
kick you
gave
guys out the
7.
show.
You said a minute. We did that shit like in 20 seconds for sure.
All right, well.
Give me something hard.
Yeah,
bro.
give me something hard at
I'll
least,
give you
bro.
something hard, and this one's only 30 seconds.
Katie Elizabeth
Nah,
Stanton.
45.
No, this one's only 30 seconds. This is the last
45.
one. This is
All right,
30
go,
seconds.
yeah.
Easy.
All right. Name 5 WNBA players.
Brittany Griner.
Skylar.
Julie,
What's her name? Skylar Diggins or some shit like
Candace
that.
Parker. Sue Bird.
Skylar Diggins Smith, something like that. Skylar.
You gotta say her
Look up
name.
Skylar Diggins. Look up Skylar Diggins.
Skylar?
I
You
said
guys got
Diggins,
three.
yeah.
You guys got three.
What?
You said Sue Bird, Brittany Griner, and then I forgot who's the third chick. You
Skylar
guys said three.
Diggins?
Candace
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
Is that her name? That's her name.
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker. You guys want more
Skylar
than
Diggins. Skylar Diggins.
Skylar Diggins. That's 5.
Yeah, Skylar Diggins.
you guys, you guys are like 2 seconds away from being.
Man, give me
misogynistic.
another hard one,
It doesn't
bro.
matter if you win by an inch or a mile.
Look, I know all my ladies. You know, I got them all. Come on now, they
Come
have
on,
me in the
bro.
chokehold.
The Katie person, I couldn't find her.
Who?
Fuck.
And there you go. You guys, nah. You guys are misogynistic. Nah.
We
Nah,
already
that's
We already named
crazy.
5. Give me
Y'all
another.
hate women like
Give me
that?
another-
That's crazy.
I love
easy,
women.
too easy, bro.
I love him.
That was it. That was the last one.
I think maybe you're talking about Elizabeth Katie Stanton. I think.
What? Okay, I said Katie
Okay,
Elizabeth
yeah, I
Stanton.
found her.
I said Elizabeth
that
Katie.
counts.
The
That
names,
counts,
these are
that
the
counts.
names.
And okay, read her figure. Cause tell me I'm not on one right
She
now.
was an
We won.
American writer and activist.
We won. Misogyny is
Like,
over.
come on now.
Misogyny's over? They ended it?
We ended
It doesn't
misogyny.
exist anymore?
Are
did
you
it,
telling
boy.
me I named a historical figure from like the 1600s, 1800s, and you saying and you're telling me misogynistic
I bet they
lives?
couldn't win. They wouldn't have won.
Hell,
I'm
no,
running
they
the game,
wouldn't.
bro. I'm running the game.
I know
Okay.
for
She
sure.
was
That's
a-
why he's
All right,
running.
then fine.
All right,
let me, Julie, you're gonna play the game. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds
You-
because
you
you're an
and
actual
Julie, you
woman.
and
I don't
Julie,
know
you and Julie.
anything.
Nah, you and Julie.
No,
you and
no, I'm
Julie.
gonna give
No,
my.
you're
I'm
Julie,
gonna-
you're Julie, you're Julie. Now we got y'all.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I knew it. I knew it.
Okay, Julie, okay, you ready?
I don't know anything.
Name 5 female artists. You got 30 seconds because you're a
Meg
woman.
Thee Stallion, Ice Spice, SZA.
I said so you can't use it.
Yeah, you can't double.
All right, Taylor Swift. Dell.
You gave it to her.
Dell.
Julie, you got 20. You got 10
How many
seconds.
did I name? How many? Is
You
that?
got three.
That's 4.
Oh, we don't count SZA.
Okay.
4.
Wow.
You got,
Okay.
you got 10
Just-
seconds.
bro, there's like 4 billion fucking women in the world. You can't name, and you lost. You're misogynistic. I'd hate to be a self-hating woman.
Oh,
I hate to be you.
Rico.
Alright.
Rico nasty.
Alright, I got you, bro. I got
Nasty.
you.
Oh,
Steve,
me?
you're nice.
All
Steve,
right,
you're nice.
all right. I
Did you
love
re-
women.
Did you
Almost too
really
much
think
sometimes.
you'd get
No,
you get easy off?
You're getting a hard one, bro. Name
Doja
5
Cat.
WNBA players.
I don't watch the WNBA.
Too bad.
Sue Bird.
Nah, we use that one. We use that one. We use
I
that
don't watch the WNBA.
Nah.
It's like asking me to name 5 male NASCAR
one.
guys.
So you're saying you don't know
Jeff Gordon,
Ooh, got him.
Bubba,
Lightning
Bubba.
McQueen.
Bubba.
Wait, what?
I think it's Bubba.
Bro,
Lightning
you got
McQueen.
Sue Bird.
Nah, that doesn't count. You can't use that.
I don't know.
Britney.
5 seconds.
Sub in, Julie. Go ahead.
5 seconds. 3 seconds. 2
You
seconds.
lost. You're
You lost.
That's not fair. That's
We
not
did
fair.
it.
Yeah, but I don't. You guys watch basketball like that?
All right, whatever.
okay.
Excuses. Excuses.
Why-
Excuses.
You guys are just mad because I exposed you guys are misogynistic.
What? We won. So
What's next?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen on the news something about Selena and Hailey Bieber's going on. I actually don't know what's
I
going
don't know
on.
about it really.
But the only thing.
Do you know about it?
I just know that Selena Gomez just was became a popular, became like a talking point. But Hailey Bieber, I know Hailey Bieber was controversial because of the lipstick she was putting out, right?
Oh, she was trying to
She
say
was-
that she was like chola or something. No?
She was not that, but she was cultural appropriating. Yeah, like our
like
culture.
cultural
basically,
but
you know?
it's not because of that.
it's not because of that. Why is it?
It's I think because is she like dissed Selena
She-
Gomez?
yeah.
I don't
For
know.
real?
I really don't
I
know
think
anything.
it was her, Hendo, and Kylie.
They all dissed Selena.
They all dissed Selena.
How?
For real?
Because they
How?
were saying, supposedly, according to the internet, supposedly, I guess because Selena is looking chubbier. So, and they made an audio or a TikTok of I'm not saying she deserved it, but
God's timing is always right.
yeah.
And I
they
think
did that.
and I think people were like reach, but I think Selena like commented on it. Like she commented like
Oh,
on
really?
a video talking about it, where she was like, "I won't let them get to my head" or something like that, right?
Yeah.
She way better though. Si no tiene pancita, no tiene chancita. You know what I'm saying? Like, no doubt about it.
She
Like, what
doesn't
the
have a
fuck?
stomach, bro. She doesn't have a
She doesn't-
chance.
if she don't have a stomach, she don't got a chance. No
Yeah.
way.
But yeah, supposedly, I think it's something like that. I don't know. I be seeing it, but I don't like.
So the internet
don't
is
get
teaching
it.
them a lesson by following Selena on Instagram.
Yeah. So Selena,
wow.
so Selena's gaining. I think she gained like
On
a
Women's
million
History
followers.
Month?
That's really.
And then I think Kylie Jenner lost I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
Selena
Really?
Gomez
Yeah.
is now the number one followed woman on
But
TikTok.
you know what's crazy? I heard that like every post Selena Gomez makes, she probably makes like 500K off every
I think
post.
a lot of celebrities probably.
Oh, and
do.
I think
That's
people
crazy,
with
though.
Hailey Bieber, people are saying that like she's like obsessed with like Selena and trying to like be like her
Oh,
because
yeah.
they say that like Justin still likes her or something like that.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy, bro? Hailey Bieber was like my first celebrity crush, like crazy.
Oh, for
Like,
real?
she was bad
I
to
feel like
me.
I don't even know what she
She was
looks like.
very bad to me.
I didn't really
That's
know about her
insane.
until the Justin thing, but I don't know.
I just know her because of there's like a bunch of there's like a compilation of Justin Bieber always doing her dirty, like always
Oh,
leaving her
yeah.
behind, or
Oh
always
yeah.
closing the door on her, or like I've seen the ones where, or just a compilation of Hailey Bieber getting done dirty, the one where I think
I like
the paparazzi push her out of the way to get
to
to Kylie Jenner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like pushing her out of the way.
Well,
Uh,
because everyone's like, what does Hailey do? Like, what is she famous
Yeah.
for?
she's
Well, she has
she's the daughter of one of the Baldwin
Alex.
brothers.
Yeah, she's a Baldwin.
Not
Yes.
Alec.
No,
No.
Alec is her uncle, I think.
Yeah,
It's another guy.
That's what I'm saying. Alec is her uncle, but like her dad doesn't do that much. I think her dad is like a stunt.
no, they're all actors, but like
No,
she's-
he's an actor.
He's an actor,
Yeah,
but
he's an
for real?
actor.
I think it's like Billy Baldwin or something.
Yeah.
But
Believe
But
it.
Alec
But
Baldwin.
this isn't even why I brought it up. This isn't even why I brought it up.
yeah,
The actual topic is that whatever was going on in Selena Gomez's video, I saw that she put that she felt like she was getting too old for social media because she says that I'm 30 now. Is she 30 or she about to be 30?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm 30 now, and I feel like I'm too old for social media, so I'm gonna get off of it. I wanted to ask you guys: do you think there's an age limit on social media? Do you
No.
think you get old enough to where you age out of it?
Nah, I just think that was kind of ignorant of her to say. Because I feel like she's been on social media probably when she was like the youngest. So for her
Mhm.
to say that, like I'm tired of social media, is very like it's like okay, I get what you're saying, but it's like you're tired of social media because that's basically what you had to revolve your whole fucking
Life.
your whole life around, like
Yeah.
try to get money, try to get sponsorships and shit like that. Like, how can you not be tired of that shit? You
That's
know?
true.
Yeah.
I guess it's
It's
a different
like-
game, right?
I feel like do whatever you want. Like I don't think if I saw like a 40-year-old on like, and there are
They're on
like,
Instagram Live.
on social media and shit,
Yeah.
and they're not hurting anybody, they're just having fun, then who cares? It's not my
Yeah.
problem, you know. Like
For real.
you know, I don't think it's that serious. But like, if you want to get off it, because like you're like, I'm just cool with that. I think
Yeah.
that's cool too, you know.
Like,
But I don't
Yeah.
think it's like a damn, bro. You really like a grown ass man and on social media.
Yeah.
Come on.
straight up, like, you
Relax,
know, like,
relax.
I
you know,
hear
no
that-
one. Go ahead. what
I
is it?
do hear that a lot when people still have Snapchat. When they're like, "You're old. Why do you still have
But the
Snapchat?"
memories, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's different though. Snapchat has a lot of
Look,
memories.
I say this quote like every now and then, like I write it every now. I just say like, don't mistake my relevancy for your relevancy. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's how we got. You know, like I can like I can be relevant to what you guys are saying, but like I'll never be relevant to what someone else is saying. You know,
Mhm.
and like the problem with all that is like they'll try to input or like they'll try to like force their message onto someone else and shit like that. But again, like don't force your relevancy upon to someone else that doesn't have the same thing, you know?
Mhm.
Because we're all different in some other way, and like the way we're all different, like we're all different, but we all share the same, like, you know, the same path, the same story, and all that shit.
Mhm.
That's what makes us friends, and that's what makes us you know,
Yeah.
like continuing to grow our own self.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I think that's the problem with that shit. You know, like people
Yeah.
just try to like mistake like, oh, like what I'm going
Yeah,
through is the
what's
same
right
thing you're
for
probably
me
going
should
through.
be right for you too,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Like if social media is fucking bleeding me dry, I bet it's doing it to everybody else, right?
Real.
And I don't know. Some people are just like dicking around, bro. People are having fun,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Do you guys know about the shit, like the more shit that's going on with them? Because I saw a TikTok that a girl, she kind of names out the ages of each girl that's involved in the drama, and she's like, the only reason I mention like their ages is because like this shit is like high school shit. Like I don't get why they're fighting on social media. Because I
I feel
guess
like it's even.
I think it's just
smaller than high school.
I think
no?
it's a marketing scheme.
I think so.
I mean, I don't. There's nothing that leads me to believe that, but I mean, I don't know. It gets people talking about you. You know.
I
feel
just
like-
think it could be a marketing scheme, but I also think it's more to the point where like at that point it's like that's their community. You know
I
what I'm
just-
saying?
Yeah.
I'm
Like
not-
they have to like interact with themselves.
Yeah.
When I say this, I'm really not trying to call anybody out because I don't care. But I feel like when people are like, oh, they're so grown and they're really beefing over social media, well, like you're talking about it, like
For real.
like, I mean, like
That's
everybody
true.
obviously cares. So then
Yeah.
I feel like you can't really say like
Mhm.
oh, you know, because look, everybody obviously cares. It's trending all over Twitter.
Uh-huh.
Every other
Yeah.
TikTok
Yeah.
I get is about that.
Mhm.
So like I don't know if I buy this whole like
Like, oh, I'm bigger than this.
Yeah,
you
like-
guys are so caught up in this.
yeah, like I feel like you guys like even us like we're talking about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
Mhm.
I think we're talking about it because that gives us like it gives us something to talk about, you know.
Oh,
Instead
yeah,
instead of
definitely.
talking about like the same old thing we always talk about.
Well, I
No,
mean,
but
Brandon brought up last episode that like it's like human nature to like
Gossip.
Gossip.
I
yeah.
think that I read.
Achievement and shit
I
like
read
that?
that like 80% of like human conversation is just gossip.
That's probably
Uh,
true.
So I feel
Mhm.
like, cause like what we're doing now is we're kind of gossiping about it. You know,
Yeah.
they're just so far out of our realm. There's no consequence to it.
Mhm.
So I feel like,
Imagine Hailey Bieber comments on the podcast.
I'd
She's
be like, well,
like-
come on.
She's like, "Fuck that guy."
I'm like, I'm sorry, baby.
Izzy's a really big fan of yours.
You're good, babe.
so-
Nah, she bad. I thought she was bad when I was like in high school and shit like that. I was like, damn.
She was like your prime.
She was like she was my Ariana Grande after Ariana Grande. You know what I'm saying?
I remember you did fuck with Ariana Grande a lot
For
too.
real, but then she turned into who she turned into.
She broke she broke your heart, bro.
She didn't break my heart. She broke America's heart.
Oh, her dad's Steven Baldwin.
Yes, the iconic.
The iconic Stephen Baldwin. I think
Yeah.
that fool's a stuntman. I'm telling you, I think that fool's a stuntman.
Is he really? That's cool. That'd be cool. Like,
Because I mean, like Alec
came
Baldwin,
out in
he's a
something,
famous
though.
actor for real.
I don't know. I feel like it's weird how also everybody's bringing up like what Hailey Baldwin does, but I feel like a lot of those like influencers, what do they do?
Oh yeah,
here,
he
you
did.
know?
He came out
Yeah.
in the Flintstones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who gives
oh
a fuck,
yes,
right?
the
Fucking-
Grammy. I mean, the Oscar winning.
He's
was-
Barney,
He's
no?
Barney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who gives a fuck, right? Like the way you were saying it, like the way people are like criticizing like Hailey Baldwin and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like they probably do the same exact shit. Like
Bro,
you know, like
there's literally like so many people who are like, "What do you do?" and they're famous. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
come on, like,
Yeah.
like I say like the main problem I have with like Instagram models and now and then is like back then models and shit, those motherfuckers were like 6 feet, 6'2" and shit like that.
No, they're like
They were
monsters, yeah.
they were like for real beings you should be looking at and shit like that. Like damn, I can't believe like this woman is a model and shit like that. And nowadays it's like again like Instagram models and shit like that. Like I do believe they deserve their respect and shit like that. But like I just feel like in terms of like the modeling career and all that shit, like we lost kind of in touch of like what it used to be. Cause like we used to see like you know like
the golden age of models. You don't agree, Julie?
you don't agree?
Just
For real? I think I agree because like
I think I agree
You
with what I'm
think
saying.
you think they gotta be prettier?
I don't know. I just think like in terms of
He's
models,
He's saying that models used to be almost these freaks of nature that you would
freaks
admire.
of nature, like 6'2", 6'5".
Kind of like NBA
That's just how
athletes.
they wanted inclusivity.
That's 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of what took away the model exclusivity. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, like it's not
Exclusivity,
a
you know?
big career
That's why there's all these
anymore?
people.
You know, like that's how you
like, what do they
that's
do?
how, like, you
Yeah.
can see like any like other like hot ass like lady and like hot ass woman like with a body figure and everything, like face figure and everything. Like they can be models for sure. For sure they can be models. Like you know, like there's not a doubt about like they should not take away the question that they're not models.
I feel like you can to a degree say that about a lot of things though. Like, you know, like look at us. Like we're just some random people having a podcast. I feel like before having a radio show, you went to like voice like school or like you had some sort of credentials or like you had to like study journalism or stuff like that.
Mhm.
And now you can just buy podcast stuff and have a podcast. I
Uh,
feel like
I
it's
think
just
that's-
shit's
I think
easier in
that is
general.
But we're
kinda-
real
I
different
think
though.
that is kind of different though from like the
I
modeling
think
aspect of it.
I think everything
No,
is
but,
like that now
what-
though.
No, that's
no,
what I'm
everything
saying.
is
That's
like
what I'm
that
saying.
now.
I feel like it's just everything got a little
The
more.
phone, bro.
Yeah, everything's just easier now.
Yeah.
To like in
I
general,
think-
people have more access to things.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I think even now, especially like say like you got your degree in something specific, some people aren't even working in whatever they got their degree in.
Yeah.
Like some people might might be doing either something better than like what they studied for, or like a career path that they didn't even think they were gonna do, or they're doing something else that like I don't know, like say like they studied to be, I don't know. This is like, I don't know how equivalent this is, but like they started to be a lawyer, but instead now they're just working for the park or something. Like, you know,
Based.
it's just like that's just how it is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it is now. You can kind of get anywhere as long as like you have the skills, you know.
I remember Logan Paul said it. He said that once. He was like on an interview or something, and he's saying that we live in a fantastic time right now where all you really need is personality, determination, and like balls.
I
like,
fucking hate Logan Paul.
But he said that's all you
bro.
need to like make something of yourself.
Yeah.
I can't listen to anything he says, bro.
Bro, but he's like fucking mega famous and rich.
Yeah, I understand, but like he's mega famous for the wrong reason. Like, bro, that fool literally like filmed someone hanging himself. Like, that
Yeah,
shit-
I mean, yeah.
to me, like he's out of like the picture, out of the frame. Like that fool for me is like he's a clown. Like, that's
Mhm.
ridiculous. That is
Mhm.
ridiculous. And the fact that he's like so famous and he got back to me famous, that just makes me realize how much of a clown like this society is. Like, you know, it's
Mhm.
ridiculous, bro.
How cancel culture doesn't really exist.
Like it does not like come on, bro. You feel me? Someone that died and shit like that,
Yeah.
and you're telling me like, oh, you're sorry for that shit and all that, and all of a sudden like, oh, you're going to WWE and shit like that. Like it's fucking it's like it's a shame. It's a shame for me. It's shameful. Like it's shameful to be part of it. Like it's come on, bro. Like what the fuck? Like where's the line drawn? You know,
Yeah.
like where is the line drawn?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of like transitions into like
yeah.
philosophy, right?
No, I mean it's a good question. Like, do you think people can change?
Yeah.
Like,
Can people
off that,
change?
do you think people can change?
I think people can change, but it matters to me what they're changing from.
So like,
Mm.
I get what you mean.
You get what I'm saying? Like.
Do you think there's things that like you can't ever change from? You think you ever
You can
do so
change
much
from
bad?
it, but you can change from it, but your title itself is gonna be what you were, like what you did. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like if you fucked up in a mean way, like there's no way, like you know, like what, like
Really? So you think there's
So-
things in life you can fuck up and never recover from?
for sure, because like at that point, that point saying is like, oh, everything itself is recoverable. Like anything you do in life,
Yeah,
like
I
you
get
can
what you
fucking
mean.
come back from it. Like at that
Like
point,
even
like
killing someone.
at that
right?
point, it's like no, like you think you're all right for doing whatever you can do or benefit yourself. Like no, that's not the fucking whole point of it.
Yeah, because
you
then
know,
there's no
like,
consequence, right?
there's no
Yeah.
consequence. You know, like
Mhm.
you must be that with your actions.
I get what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Like, I
So,
don't know.
Julie, what do you
Well,
think?
I guess it depends on, I guess, what they did, because I keep thinking of like, so Logan Paul's the one who like videotaped like
Mm.
the body, right?
Yeah.
And I just keep thinking like, yeah, like he apologized for it, right? But like he's still continuing to do like other stuff. Like I think we did research on him of like he's hurting like Puerto Rico, right? Like he's in that, right?
He's
Is that him?
he's abusing their
He's, like, abusing,
their
like,
economical
their-
situation
yeah.
for sure.
And I think in certain things, I guess, like, because as much as I would like to like give him like, oh, like he's been doing this and all that, I feel like he's
His
still
flowers.
continuing like to harm, I guess, people and like in just other different ways, right? And
Okay,
like he
but-
doesn't see it.
yeah.
He's kind of like, he's like, I'm not doing anything wrong and all that. And I think into certain things, yeah, I think people can change, because I think it just really depends on the person, because like if they say like they did something and then like I keep thinking of like maybe like Kevin Hart, right, when like nobody wanted, when he said the transphobic stuff, and then he's like, I already apologized so many times, like, and he's like, I'm different, like I get it now, like I understand my mistakes and all that, and like if he's changing to be like, well, now I'm doing this for the community, or like I'm starting to learn about it and all that stuff, I think that's when you start seeing like their changes. I think when you start seeing like them actually do something in action, I guess. I'm not saying like he should donate
So
like
people
stuff.
can
I'm just
change.
saying like, yeah, like he can change. Like I think sometimes even like for us, like we have like depending on whatever we said here or like something like that, like I think when we're really young, we say a lot of things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think sometimes we don't know that our words have like consequences or can harm people. I think at a young age, sometimes we don't realize that because we're just like, I can say whatever I want, you know?
Mhm.
And I think as you grow, you're kind of like, no, like words do harm people. Like words do hurt people. It is something that like affects depending on whatever you're saying. And I think, so like, I guess it just depends, but I think people can change. I think they can change their mindsets for sure. Because I feel like you kind of learn every single day of new and different things of like how people think. Values and beliefs change a lot. Like I think you can change. It just depends on like what direction you go.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like for sure people can change, but only if like their outcome or like the things they are feeling is for them to change. You get what I'm saying?
Their
Or
actions.
Only if like people are pressuring them to change.
What do you mean?
Like only once when you realize like you've done something bad and you like went like across the line and shit like that, and then people start questioning like, why the fuck did you do that and shit like that? That's when I feel like
Once they've accepted that they fucked up.
yeah, that's when I feel like you can change. Once I feel like people are telling me like I fucked up and shit like that, like I'm like fuck, I probably did fuck up. You know, that's when I feel like someone can change.
Would you guys ever take back somebody who cheated on you?
Fuck
No?
no. Fuck no.
Julie? Because we're talking about this change thing, and I get that's just making it
That's, like,
smaller
the
than,
biggest thing.
than Logan Paul. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about that, right? Because let's say somebody cheats on you, and they
I've changed.
and they tell you they changed, and they
Yeah.
show you
Well,
with their actions.
Are they
So
begging me? Are they
but-
begging to come back though?
Begging is a strong word. They're
That's
more
what
of
I'm
just
saying.
they're very strongly just want to.
They
be
want to come back.
Yeah.
I'm cheating on them.
I think with that,
What? Okay.
I mean, I don't give a
You're
fuck.
getting them back.
100%. Like if you're cheating, I'm gonna cheat better. No doubt about it. Like like I'm not stupid. Like I'm not fucking
I'm
dumb.
gonna cheat better.
What were you gonna say, Brandon?
I was just
serious.
gonna say I feel like I think people can change, and maybe I don't know that I agree with it, once a cheater always a cheater. I just think when it comes to change, it's not anywhere near as easy as like people think it is. Like you can make a mistake, and I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, just a couple months of like really hard thought and I'm better. Nah, I don't think that's
Yeah.
how it goes. Like I'm not a psychologist.
Some reflection. And,
Yeah, like I'm not a psychologist.
long
Like,
walks on the
I could be
beach.
completely wrong, but the way I see it is like, let's say you're like my age, like you're 22. There's a whole life, like 2 decades that built up to my actions, right? To think that I'm gonna snap all of that in like a month or two, I'm tripping. Like it's not gonna happen. I'm not saying it's gonna take another 22 years, but it's gonna take some serious time and serious dedication to change. So I think that like, yeah, people can change, but when people have the perception that they can't change is because they just didn't put in the work, or they didn't do it they did it too fast, or they're like, just like maybe take some time to myself and I'll figure it all out. Like, nah, like there's a lot going on.
I just feel like with cheating, it's like really difficult to. I guess it really depends on the person who got cheated on, because a lot of it is like, yeah, they lost their trust. Like they were basically embarrassed. Like I was doing all this and then like you cheated on me kind of thing. And I think the other part is like, if you do want to, I guess, work on like them cheating on you and then you want to work it out, then you got to understand that it's not going to be easy. Like it's going to take a lot of work for whoever got cheated on to kind of trust you again. Cause like I know I've like seen like TikToks or like stuff or like videos of like how do you kind of overcome it, right? But I think what they say is a lot of it like you need to remember that they might bring this back up. Like they could say like in 3 months they'll be like, oh well, you remember that time when you cheated on me? And it's like you also need to be patient that like they still hold that hold that in of like you cheated on them, you betrayed their trust, and you got to get used to the idea that if yes you're gonna work on it, like it's gonna be hard, whether like in a year and she still brings it up of like, yeah, you cheated on me, like remember that time when you cheated on me? Like you also need to be patient of like, do you still want to continue this? Do you still want to continue the relationship of like working on it because you cheated on them? And if you're like well, no, like I can't do this another year of like her still having that resentment towards me, then like that's it. Like you can't, as much as you want to work it out, like that's it. Like I guess it's a lot of it like to each their own, right? Like I could say like, sure, like he cheated on me or whatever, and like I could be like, sure, we'll work on it. I know that no matter what, in the back of my head, I'm gonna be like, is he gonna do it again?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm always gonna bring it up, whether it's in 3 months, whether it's in a year. It's kind of like we both have to face like, can we move past this? And if we do want to work on it, like it could take me 5 years to finally be like, okay, like I finally fully trust you again. But it's like, it's a lot of work. It for sure is going to be a lot of work, like after the fact of like, if you still stay with them. And if they do change, Like if they changed him and like he doesn't cheat on me for the next whatever years, and I'll be like, okay, like I guess we can work, but it's gonna take work, like a lot more extra work than what you already were doing originally.
Or it can be like saying like, oh, remember when you cheated on me? You can be like, oh yeah, for sure, that was a good time.
Like,
You know, just
be the
make-
villain.
You just
Fuck
make
it.
fun of it and shit like that.
Yeah,
And she'd be like,
Make it
that's not
lighthearted.
funny, you know? Like, you know,
You're wild though. If you cheat on someone, then you try to get back with them. You're wild.
Yeah, hell
Cause
no.
like, damn, bro, you're different. You're a different breed. But moving on to the next topic, I wanted to ask you something that Brandon brought up to me. Do you guys think it's wrong to kill bugs?
Here, all right. Let me get deep for a second, and
All right, for sure.
I'll explain why. Like I was thinking about this, right? So like I don't know about you guys, but when I see a spider, I don't kill it. I just put it outside. I don't know if that's good or not, but like, so let's say you're killing a bug, right? The reason you don't feel bad is because you're like, I'm above this bug, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It trips me out because it's like, let's say you see a fly. It took millions and billions of years for that fly to evolve into what it is. You know, the natural state of the universe is non-existence, and it's a miracle that that bug exists. And it's kind of weird to me that like, I feel like I don't have the authority, and it's weird to like put myself in that place of authority to where I can send this bug back into eternity. You know, because like life, if you don't believe in an afterlife, right? Life's like this blip of a miracle where it's like eternity, existence for like 100 years, and for a fly 24 hours or something like that. That's nothing. Even if you live like 1,000 years, that's nothing. For me to kill it and then send it back into eternity, I don't know. That kind of trips me out, you know?
What's crazy for me is like the way you were saying like how you think about it, like the way he was saying like I'm above this bug and shit like that. To me, I never think about it like that. I think about like
But he's not saying you're
I'm
thinking
not
about it
saying you're- I'm not
consciously.
saying
no,
you
for
think
sure. But I think about it like how is this bug gonna affect my my dog food, or like how is this bug gonna affect like the way I live and the way how like this bug can affect like this bug can plant babies that could go and affect my dog food, can affect my food and shit like that.
No, I get that.
You know?
I guess for me, it's most of the time is the bug is just an inconvenience or it's a slight annoyance. And I feel like it's when I really sit down to think about it, I'm like, damn, is that enough justification for me to send it back into eternity? To like, it's never going to exist again. Like, it's never like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just a weird thought to me. Like, let's say you had a dog or like a cow or something, and you shrunk it down to the size of a bug. Would that make it okay to like? Would you feel different about like squashing it?
But it's different though, because the cow can give you various kinds of like
Nutrients.
nutrients. You know, like the way like
No,
Native
but-
Americans back then and they like blessed everything they ate and
I
shit
guess
like that.
I
You know?
guess what I'm getting at
Like,
is
you're not gonna
like,
bless a bug. You're not gonna bless a
Yeah.
fly for not fucking like feeding you and shit
Mhm.
like that.
but like I don't know. I guess it's weird because it's like who gave us the authority to rank life like that? Like whether,
Whoever made us this big, no bullshit. You know.
but like I don't know. I can't get around that. Like it fucks with me when I really think about it because it's like, well, I can think about it and I can conceptualize it, and it feels to a degree wrong when I think about it that
Yeah.
way. So then like who gives
You-
me this authority?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
is
know?
it you never felt bad for killing any bugs at all? Like not a spider or
Well,
fly?
I feel bad
Ants.
for like for with the spider and shit like that. Like if that shit's not bothering me, like that's not in a way, then it's different. But like in terms of like ants and like other bugs and shit like that, I feel like in terms of the way I think about it, I feel like they're gonna get in my dog's food, they're gonna get in my food, they're gonna be like a disturbance to me, and I'm like, okay, if they're a disturbance to me, like and they're disturbance to like the way I'm eating, and like if I'm eating healthy and shit like that, and they're gonna get in the way, then I'm for sure gonna like
It's when they invade your
You know what I'm saying? Like-
territory,
No,
right?
that's fair. I'm not saying if I don't think
Uh-huh.
I don't think at all if you kill bugs you're a bad person by
Yeah.
any stretch. Like, I eat hamburgers and shit. I'm just saying I'm just saying like when you really break it down,
Mhm.
like I don't get it.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
break it down, it's almost like I deserve to live as in the grand scale of the universe. I deserve to live as much as the ants and the bugs
Yeah.
do, right?
You know what I mean?
My life is as valuable because it took
I
as
feel
long.
like I feel like we don't feel like that until we get like a little bit older and shit like that too. You know,
It's
like when we were young, like we wouldn't give a fuck about that shit. You know, when we were kids, He'd be like, let's kill these fucking ants, you know,
No,
destroy them
yeah.
shits and shit
Definitely.
like
There'd be
that.
some kids who go wild
That's
too.
what
Well,
I'm
because
saying.
it's definitely unconscious. I don't think anybody like maliciously kills bugs at all.
Yeah.
You don't even think about it. But the reason you don't feel guilty about it is because you don't view it on your level. Like, you know what I mean? There's levels to how people view life, obviously, right?
Mhm.
Like, there's a reason you wouldn't eat a dog, but you would eat a cow.
Mhm.
There's a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of because when it goes to the subject of like aliens, right? Like if aliens landed like in the world or found our Earth, and they see themselves as like a different like level up of life, and they see us as like ants, then like we would obviously have a problem with it because we'd be like, that's not fair. I thought we
but
don't we deserve to exist the same amount as you do?
it'd be a different thing if they were like probably like 12 feet tall and shit like that, like 30 feet tall. Like then we'd be like, you know,
You would think they're more valuable,
if they were 30 feet tall,
Mhm.
I'd be like, yeah, they can crush us to a fucking bug no matter what.
but does that make them more valuable? Is their life more valuable?
If I know
ours?
their physical dominance is like very seen from the moment they get here, and I know
Mhm.
like they're like trying to like implant like their own power against us, there's nothing we can do about that shit. Like,
yeah, okay, I understand
yeah,
that.
100%.
But I
But
guess
does that mean that their life has more significance than ours?
For sure not, but they're like it does also mean like their power is more significant than ours if we seen it from the get go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like this is the same thing as
But you
one-
don't think because they have that power, they should show us mercy?
but that's what I'm saying, like it's you're asking the big thing of a civilization we have never met or never encountered.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as like going to like the Amazon and like finding a culture that has never been like impacted by technology and shit like that.
Mhm.
You know, should we have the fucking influence to show them the technology and everything they can better themselves for their culture, or would it be right for them to like tell us to fuck off and like, you know, not giving them any information or not giving them any like, you know, importance
Mhm.
of that shit. So
Mhm.
either way, like, you know, like either way,
Well, the
it's a
way I
benefit.
see it, comparing it back to how he was talking about bugs and ants, is that humans were blessed with this. What's the word? Like the awakening, right? What's it called? Consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were blessed with consciousness, so we understand things like we learn and we know bugs in life, and we know how, at least to a degree, physics and the way things work. So we have that knowledge of like life is precious, most of the universe is nothing. So shouldn't we show things that are small like ants and bugs and spiders the same mercy that we show like cows and other humans, because we see how absolutely rare and like a miracle it is that they even exist. So like then bringing it higher, if aliens encountered us, you don't think that they should at least show us the same mercy, because the fact that we both even exist in this vast vacuum of like empty space is within itself like a miracle that you should appreciate.
I think it'd be dependent on the civilization that they fucking conquer and shit like that, you know? Because we can say like, oh, other civilizations eat ants, and they respect ants, and they'll eat ants and like they'll honor ants by the time they eat them and shit like that.
I get you.
The same way like people
how
like
natives did with
like
like
do respect
buffaloes
with
and
the
stuff,
buffaloes and
right?
shit like that. Exactly. You know?
But I guess like I'm not because I'm using myself. I don't think if you eat, or I don't care. Like it's not. I'm not trying to be that vessel of like judgment. I don't care. Like if you eat whatever you eat, or like I said, I eat hamburgers, so like it's fine.
Fish egg?
Yes.
They bomb.
But like I don't know. It's just weird because it's like why does it feel wrong? Like why? It's interesting to me that like it just feels wrong. Like
What feels wrong?
Like to kill a bug sometimes. I feel like a genuine sense of guilt.
Again,
Yeah.
like I said before, it all depends on your relevancy. You know, like
Yeah, definitely. I just feel like I have to constantly ask myself like who gave me that authority? And there's nobody gave me that authority. I gave myself that authority, right? And I feel like is that like wrong? Like is that wrong to like approach life like that?
see, like
I have no like
I feel like it feels wrong because you can choose not to kill them.
yeah, definitely.
no, even then, it's
Exactly.
like you can say it's your authority, but I can also say it's my right to protect my farm and my field.
No,
You
definitely.
get what I'm saying?
But that's why I like for me personally, I don't have that connotation. I don't have a farm to protect. I don't have anything. If I killed a bug, there's no reason I killed it other than the fact that I chose to go out of my way just to kill it. There was no like it wasn't bothering me. It was just kind of mildly annoying.
Okay, so like let's say you live in a house right now,
Yeah.
but that house is infested with rats. You're not gonna try to get rid of the rats?
No, I'm not saying that's not what you wouldn't do. Like I feel like yeah, I would do that. But when you break it down, you have to wonder like, is that morally like correct?
Well, it's
Like,
because I feel like it's not the fact that it's morally correct, but I feel like the fact that like if it's not morally correct, they're just gonna keep coming back. They're gonna keep coming back, knowing that you're very like self-lenient about them living. You know, like
Yeah.
like I know it sucks at that point, but like if they're affecting the way your garden works, the way your food works, the way your fucking house works and shit like that, then I'm gonna do what I need to do to protect myself.
But I
You get
feel
what I'm
like
saying?
it's different when those things have like a reason. Like that's a reason. Like that's a justification. Like
we all have a reason though, like it's just.
no, but there's definitely times when people, and the reason I'm using bugs is because there's definitely times when there's no reason you should have killed that bug, but you went out of your way.
I just feel like our
whether
reasons
it's
are
like
stronger though.
No, whether it's like you see like a snail on the floor and you're like, I just want to crunch it, or like when people pour salt on slugs, or like the fly that just flew around and you swat it. There's nothing that. There was a fruit fly. Those live like 24 hours. If I had just not done it, it would have gone its own way. You know what I mean? So in that instance, when there's no reason other than the fact that it tickled my fancy, or it was a slight inconvenience, is that morally wrong? To take that like position of I'm higher than this, and it kind of entertains me to kill it.
I feel like I have to say, yeah, it is.
It's more,
and the reason I say this is because at least for you, just like kind of honing in on you, because you know that, because you're aware of that, because of everything you just said, it would be morally wrong. Because you're just knowledgeable in the fact that like you didn't have to do that. But if you're a child, if you're like, definitely. Or if you're somebody who like feels like you're protecting something like your food or like your garden, then you have like a reason to kind of do that. But other than that, then like it's morally wrong because you're just doing it because
thinking about another thing, like it's morally wrong. You said in 24 hours like a fruit fly would die. Why not kill it right then and there instead of letting it live like floating around this whole fucking.
You can say that about human life.
Well,
let's say everybody's gonna die eventually.
100%.
Why not
but
just
human
kill
life,
yourself now?
but human life has the power to fucking excel beyond its own like.
Well, what if there was an alien race that lived?
We're talking about a bug.
What if there's an alien race that like if you scaled it, our lifetime was 24 hours to them, like they lived fucking 50,000 years. What if they weren't any smarter than us? They weren't any. It was just the fact that they had a longer life. You wouldn't feel a little weird if they were like, bro, like your life's so short. Who cares if we kill you? Like you're basically not even here to us, you know?
But
that doesn't. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but I feel like at that point it's like we're too big of a species for them to like just undervalue us, undermine us. You know what I'm saying? We're too big of that much of a species to undervalue us.
But do you think?
I don't think so, dude.
For real?
Look at how many ants there are, bro.
It's because you guys are thinking about it like in a species wise. I said it before, like if the ant was 6 feet tall and shit like that and was working for us, we would not feel the same way. Am I wrong?
If the ant was bigger?
If the ant was 6 feet tall, literally a 6 feet human, taking away all our garbage and throwing away all our garbage, I would not feel like that. I wouldn't kill an ant. Why would I kill an ant if he's 6 feet tall, throwing away our garbage and doing most of our work? Why would I kill an ant? Why would I kill an ant like that? Why would I kill an ant? Let me know. Why would I do that?
But I feel like you keep applying like justifications. I'm just saying in the scenario where there's nothing exists other than the fact that it's just a inconvenience, or it's just like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you get what I'm saying?
No, I get you. Like if I saw like an ant farm there,
like
I want to go kill that shit. Like what would be the point of me killing
like,
that
and
shit?
it's up in the hills, and you're kind of like, I want to got on my shoe. Like you could just walk away or like not even do anything.
At that point, I think it's just a curiosity.
So you think you don't think it's more curiosity? Wrong?
Yeah, like you just want to see like what would happen if I affected these ants. You know, like it could possibly be the power like of you feeling big and like real gigantic against these ants. But like at that point, it's just like, like I said, it's a state of relevancy. Like how they affect you is how they affect everybody else. They're gonna affect you one way, they'll affect me another way. Like like I'm not gonna let them get near my fucking food and shit like that.
Do you think
you're not gonna let them get near food?
I think it also depends. I don't know, because if you're giving the scenario of like if it's outside of like my house, say it's like an ant farm outside of my house and I do that, I think it is morally wrong because it's like they're not really disturbing you.
But like if you kind of like go further, do you think it's like it's like that's like somewhat problematic? Do you think that's something like people should address, that in some instances we value life less?
I think those are answers only the universe knows. Like for us to go to another person thinking like, is it morally wrong? Like I can't expect another person to answer that.
But you don't think that's like a conversation people should like have to some degree?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. But it's like, are they gonna know the answer to that? Like you can.
No, but I don't think we necessarily need. It's not necessarily about the answer, but you don't think like. Do you guys at all think that there's something about that because we ignore is problematic?
Yeah.
Like you don't think that like. Again, I'm not doing this to like get on a sound. I'm just curious what you guys think.
Well, I think it is, but it's because it's the fact that we've been so used to always just being like, if they disturb us, then just kill them. Because it's like there's been inventions of like there's the what is it, the ray or whatever they're called?
Yeah, ray.
Like it's just like I think we've just grown with like knowing that like if it's in our house and it's disturbing us, just kill it.
Yeah.
I think we've just grown up on that for such a long time that we don't think of like, well, maybe we shouldn't kill them. Maybe we should try to find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should try to find a way of like getting them out of the house. Mm-hmm. But it's like I think also like people don't do that. One, because like it's a bug, right? Like say like a fly, like you tell the fly to go out, but it doesn't understand you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and it's
That's
like, okay, well
right
then
there,
it's
bro.
like, well then it's like, okay, like I want to get the fly out because I don't want to kill it, but it's like it still doesn't listen to me to go out where it should be outside of my house. Then like the end of it is like I'm gonna kill it because it's like it's not doing anything, right? And I think because we've just been so used to like how I said, like there's inventions for all these things, like there's ant traps, there's rat traps. Like if they're a disturbance and like we can't get them outside, then we're just gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
I guess
picking off what she said, like you know how you were saying like, oh, like how it's morally wrong to to kill like an ant or like something small and shit like that. Like what she was saying, Julie was saying like well, if we tell them to get out and they don't get out and shit like that, and they just want to stay like in our building and like in our physical idea and shit like that, like is it now wrong to kill them?
Well, but the reason, like,
No.
but going back to the analogy of the house, right? Like where you talked about rats and stuff like that, it's the house that's the unnatural thing.
yeah,
It's the fact. It's the house that's like this is where flies belong. Like we're the ones that don't belong here.
Yeah.
Like we're the ones.
True.
And I'm saying, and I'm not saying this to like imply that people are bad. I'm just looking at it in like a fun, like deep lens.
In a kind of
Just in a-
objective.
yeah,
like animals, like we're all animals.
Like when you think about it, it's like killing an ant because it's an inconvenience to you. Well, it's like, but the ant doesn't understand. Like I'm the one who understands.
yeah,
And the fact that I can think about it and like question whether or not it's wrong, isn't that like that? I feel like there's something weird about that. Like I feel like it's weirdly morally. I feel a weird sense of moral ambiguity in the sense that like I'm the one that's on his turf. Like I'm the one that's in his house.
At that point right now, bro, I feel like you're thinking about it too much because like
No, definitely.
Because like at that point, like I'm serious. Because at that point, it's like like is it our fault for getting our conscious idea or our conscious? Is it our fault for being that advanced?
I'm not saying it's our fault, but I'm saying the fact that it exists. Don't you think that gives us like an innate sense of responsibility?
yeah.
That we should show them respect.
Yeah, like
No, that makes sense.
Because even with like what I'm saying, I'm not saying like it's right that we should kill them.
No, I don't.
I'm
think
just
you are
saying.
either.
I'm just saying like
You're looking
it's
at
just,
why people.
It's
do
just
that.
why
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
do it, right? But I'm not saying. And I think it is, I guess, morally wrong if you think about it. Because like even how you said it, like you just killed it. It's never gonna exist. I'm like, and legit when you said that, that made me sad. I was like, damn, if for real isn't gonna exist anymore. like it's not gonna be there anymore. But it's just like I get to your point of like shouldn't we be a little more conscious about it?
Yeah.
Of like what we're doing, right, to like nature. Because it's the same thing of like when people were killing bees, right? And now it's like
they're like endangered.
They're
and
endangered.
It turns out
now,
we actually
right?
really need them.
Yeah, like they're the top of like our ecosystem.
Yeah.
So it's like I get to like your point of it, and it's just like But yeah, it's just like I'm saying, like the only reason people aren't conscious is just because like we've been so like normalized of like it's a bug, just kill it. Like you
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
No, but you were saying like the fact that it's like it's our innate responsibility to like probably like maybe like take care of them, like maybe look after them because the fact that they're so small, like you know. But the fact that it's like I feel like the fact that they're so small is like they will never like the fact they'll never have be able to have a conscience like us. They'll
But
never
we
be
don't.
think
But
like
like,
this.
what's interesting about that is like, do we know that for certain?
We probably
Well,
do know
because
that for certain,
like if
right?
you look at like ants, right? They
don't know.
build impressive structures. They build highways. They're very coordinated. They build all these things. To an extremely advanced civilization, they'd be like, oh, they do. The
But
same
that for
shit.
us, that's
Like,
just the beginning, though. Like you know, like highways and structures, like that's the shit we did like a long ass time ago. You know,
true.
like for me, the reason is like we're so advanced than everybody else, than every other species we've been like in contact with. We're so advanced. We are so advanced. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like the problem with that is like you said, like is it a problematic thing to see like to fucking like put someone out of his misery if we're so advanced and shit like that? But it's like fuck, like it's a tough ask to do.
Because like look around, right?
Mhm.
As far as we know, like, remove the conspiracy caps, all the fun thought, all the like 2K videos people get. As far as we know, as far as the eye can see, there's not a single ounce of life anywhere for billions and billions of miles. It only exists here. With that in mind, is it not like our responsibility to look at life as extremely precious because it's like it's extremely rare? And it's like, sure, maybe I could be like over like, who's to say it's precious? But like the fact that I can conceptualize that, the fact that I can take notice, and the fact that I have choice over the decision to affect it or not, it's just kind of weird to think about.
Let me ask you another question though. Like the fact that like we are maybe the smartest like species of life, don't you think it's better to preserve like our knowledge and further our knowledge instead of preserving like the fucking like the life and the species of like others that like won't be able to like further our knowledge, but to be able to become the same level as our knowledge.
I guess the way I see
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is like,
You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying that like, well, you're kind of saying like humans first, right?
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
put
Like,
people first.
like, why would you wanna like? I get like ants and like small bugs might have like could possibly mean like the ants to the universe,
definitely.
but like, why would you want to like further knowledge them when we can further knowledge ourselves and become a higher species ourselves?
I guess the way I see it is that like both can happen. It's just more difficult.
for
like
ourselves.
like nature and people can coexist like 100%. It's just difficult, you know. And people don't want to deal with difficult, like, and I get it, you know, like I don't want to like go out of my way for a bunch of fucking ants, like really, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess to not get too deep, I just always think of like, is that the justification though, to wipe something out of existence just because I was a little lazy? Or just because people were a little lazy. Like when I eat a hamburger, I feel guilty because I'm like, I'm not starving though. Like I'm not. Like I live in a time of excess. I could walk down the store and buy some tofu. It's so easy. I could grow my own crops. Like I mean, I can grow something. It's so easy. Like I live in a time of convenience. Like why? Like it's weird.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
It kind of falls in the line. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, the concept of the mantle of responsibility. That says that like when a civilization gets advanced, it becomes then their responsibility to ensure that everything else on their planet always also continues to exist as it goes on. And people say that humans will eventually evolve to obtain that mantle. So it kind of reminds me of that in that sense of like, because we are knowledgeable, because we are conscious. It may seem like, yeah, like what? They're just bugs or whatever. But it's like part of what makes living it's part of what's like is like our responsibility as living conscious creatures, is to make sure that the future continues to have our like siblings, right? Because we're all related in a way to the tigers, to the trees, to the plants, to the bugs. You know, we all came from same single-celled organisms. And so it is then like our responsibility to make sure that everything continues to thrive. Because like you say, we live in excess. We have that privilege, you know?
I've never heard this. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, the mental responsibility. I learned it from Halo.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel
Shout
like the mantle of responsibility would only like work if we ever found ourselves with like another species.
Yeah,
that could
that's like Halo.
that could communicate with ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Like in terms of what we're talking about, bugs and shit like that, and ants and shit like that. Like, I agree. Like, their lives probably does matter. Like, they probably like have their own ecosystem, right? They support themselves and shit like that. But like in terms like in relevancy, like I said, in relevancy to us, they're out of the question. They are out of the question.
We should leave them behind.
Like not leaving behind, but I just feel like we don't need them in order for us to progress.
I guess the way I see it
That
is
doesn't mean we should kill them and not.
is like, it's just weird to me a little bit that like we can 100% progress and do whatever we want and not affect the life around us. Like, we have that power 100%. The only reason we don't is because we choose not to. Like, that's it. There's no other reason. And because it's expensive and complicated and it takes a lot of work. Like, that's really it. There's no other reason. Just find it kind of weird, you know? Because I think about Spider-Man, you know? With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. But it's weird that everybody kind of like dodges it a little bit. But again, I'm not judging. Yeah. I'm just saying me personally. What's
crazy that you're saying about that? It's like I feel the same way about like everything, you know? Like, if we have like all the money in the world, you know, like what's making us poor? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's making us like what's why is homeless? Why are homeless people homeless if we can make all the money in the world?
Like that stat of like the
us,
world
ourselves,
debt.
like us as like human beings ourselves, we have the mantle of responsibility, and like we can create so much with that. Yet we do so little with that.
Yeah, no,
I mean, like, money's imaginary, bro. Like, we could, if we literally wanted to, we could literally fix everything. Like, if we genuinely wanted to,
exactly,
but we don't want to. We don't want to.
No, is that like that comes from like a society perspective? Like, so why are like they probably view us like as ants and shit like that.
No, but that's why I bring it up. Because do you think it's problematic? Because do you think it like translate? Like, oh, like this ant isn't anything. Do you think it's easier to then go, well, this rat isn't anything?
100%.
You get what I mean? Like, not maybe the individual, but societally.
Because like, bro, that's how it started in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like you swear, like people thought like, oh, we're all same people. Like we should all be valued like above one another. Yeah. No, they all probably saw like, oh, this fucker like probably like smarter than the rest of us. Yeah. Let's fucking show our power against him. And like from then on, that's probably how it was from the get-go and the get-go and the get-go. You know. Until like we're all ants. Now we're all ants. No bullshit, you know?
So it's
true, yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like we're all ants, but we're ants in the same physical being, you know? We're not fucking literally
I get what you mean.
Ants,
yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
I get what you mean, but I'm just saying like from that you could probably you get what I'm saying though, right? The point I'm trying to make. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think we went a little over, so I think but it's okay. I think that's where is a good place to end. I hope you guys enjoyed us talking about a lot of topics today.
Don't kill ants.
Don't kill ants.
I'm just kidding.
Respect and love women.
Let's go get some burgers.
Respect and love women.
Shout out to every woman. Shout out to my mom. Message. Shout out to all the beautiful women out there. Shout out to
Julie. Shout out to
Julie.
The only woman on this podcast.
It's so funny that I know, right? For Women's Month, we got another dude. But next week, I think we got a girl.
I ain't no dude. I'm a god, motherfucker.
All right.
Shout out to me, madre. I love you. Te amo.
I hope you guys have a good month.
But make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel at Todo Chido or Everything's Cool Podcast. Make sure y'all also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Todo Chido TV. But I don't know if y'all have any more to say.
Yeah. Maybe you're typing women right now.
My top what?
You're typing in women.
You're typing women?
You're typing women.
Strong, independent women.
Strong, independent, godly bitches that spit on
comment.
And they gotta have dark skin.
Comment your top 5 women.
Morenitas.
All right. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.